This is our influence operation. We pay influencers to manipulate public opinion.
Mind control. Everybody knows, but
tell them it was Israel, my puppet. Everyone shall believe if they hear it over and over. Manipulation at its finest.
My little puppet, it's time for your mission. Here is your little sniper rifle. Hold it tight. Aim carefully. Good puppet.
Who sold out? Who sold their soul? Mind control.
Time to arm my little soldiers. Guns for everyone. Sniper for you. Aim high, puppets. Fire on my command. March forward, my army.
People cheering for the highest quote. Bots and trends.
All right, let's go on X. Fuck Trump. And post.
Every day the story's told. Tell me who
we shall blame his death on Israel.
Mind control. Mind control. Everybody knows, but nobody knows. Mind control. Mind control. Who's pulling strings behind closed doors? Mind control. Mind control. Watch the timeline. Watch it unfold. Mind control. Mind control. Who sold out? Who sold their soul? Algorithm picked the.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday evening to everybody. I want to thank everybody who shows up here to check it out. We got a bunch of news to talk about. We got Chattel here. What's up, Chattel? Good to see you. Jonathan Marcus, what's up? I'm sure Hooked on Phonics is not working. Well, I'm doing the best I can. What's up, Doc? Great to see you, too. All right. Great Eagles here. Hello. How's it going? Let's see who else. Snarf's here. What's up, Snarf? Awesome. Man, Great Eagle. What's up, Miss Hacker? Hola, amigos. What's up? Jay Marcus is here. Schwartz is here. What's up, Schwartz? Sylvia's here. American Dreamer. What's up? Not That Karen's here, too. Great to see you. I Rule. Awesome to see you. 719-989. How you doing? Great to see you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Catherine K's here too. So's S.E. Gatlin. How you doing? Great to see you. Also, Boom Boom. What's up? What's up? See the wanker rumor for Monday? No. What do you mean for Monday? What do you mean? You're gonna have to give me more information. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night's all right. Ooh, yeah. Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night's all right. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing? Great to see you. Dan the animator's here too. What's up? Yeah, great to see you. Garfield's here. Israel says no deal. They will remain in southern Lebanon. Well, Israel could say that, but from what I understand, they are, J.D. Vance is on his way. We're going to talk about it. Is it Summer's Eve? Summer's Eve makes me feel fine. All alone, that's in on my mind. What's up, Lisa Day? Great to see you. Renee Collins is here too. What's up? What's up, Muwabib? Oh, Tennessee and Oklahoma here. This is my gamer handle. You can have my Prime sub. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Tennessee and Oklahoma. Great to see you. Texas and Oklahoma. I'm sorry. Why did I say Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. What's up, Jason Fisher? Great to see you. See anyone else? I said boom, boom already. UK press. Oh, about the wanker. Okay, yeah, about Keir Starmer, the wanker. Yeah, supposedly he's going to resign. Hope you had a great start to your weekend, too. Is Iran the boy who cried wolf with the Strait? It seems like it might be. Thanks, Gundam. I saw the rumor, but I wasn't sure it was reported anywhere. But thank you for that. So let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the first news story of the evening. The rumor is Keir is resigning Monday. Yeah. So before I get into the first news story, I got to do this thing. And I hate having to do this every night, but I guess I don't know. But anyway, hey, Duck Fat, good to see you too. And What the F's here too. So yeah, the show is going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, unless we hit the goal. And the goal is that for every $100 in total that comes in across platforms, YouTube Super Chats, Rumble Rants, becoming a member or gifting a membership on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, along with Locals coins and Cash App, PayPal, Coffee, Ko-Fi, and Super Tips. We add it all up, all right? We add it all up, and when we hit 100, we add an extra hour. And then for each additional 100 we add it. For each additional 100 that comes in, we add an additional hour to the show. So the show could be 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12. You name it. You guys, it's up to you. And then when we hit 50, we activate Bellavision, unless somebody is so generous that they donate $20 or more as an individual. And then we activate Bellavision automatically with that. Hey, Hamburger Helper, what's up? Finch, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for being here, Finch. You too, Hamburger Helper. Oh, another story. Enough is enough. I'm fed up. I saw that. Is that the Scottish guy that decided to take matters into his own hands, as they say? Yeah. I saw that. All right. So here we go. The U.S. Central Command has called out the Iranian government for lying that the Strait of Hormuz has been closed, confirming that commercial maritime traffic through the vital waterway continues to move. It continues to move. It's actually been increasing. Commercial ship traffic in the Strait of Hormuz increased June 20th as U.S. forces continued operating in the general area to support freedom of navigation. Safe passage through the international waterway remained intact today as 55 merchant ships transited, moving large amounts of cargo and more than 17 million barrels of oil to the global markets.
Now, in his interview with Fox and Friends just last hour, Vice President J.D. Vance said about 16 million barrels of oil crossed through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, which he says is getting back close to those pre-war levels and a sign that the MOU is working. However, Kaylee, you just mentioned it off the top here, getting alerts across AP wires that the Iranian government says they've closed the Strait of Hormuz once again because of what they say are repeated violations of the ceasefire. Then to counter that, CENTCOM just put out a post on X a short time ago. CENTCOM says all traffic is moving through the Strait as it's supposed to be. So we're going to have to wait and see what pans out over there today. We'll send it back to you, Kaylee.
We'll follow it. Bill Malusian, thank you.
Now, in his...
That's awesome. And hey, we got our first donation of the evening over there on the Cash App. That's right. On the Cash App, we had a donation from Lurch Linger for $5. Thank you so much, Lurch Linger. That means we are now $95 away from adding a first additional hour to the show and just $45 away from Bellavision. The volume is a little low on me or on the video because it sounded loud to me. All right, I'll. Hey, Snake Eater, thanks for coming back. Great to see you. Great to see you, Snake Eater. The next UK Prime Minister is going to be even worse, except jailing and censorship to accelerate. Probably. It's probably going to get worse. Number 8. Thank you so much. Hey, Joe, what's up? Leighton Gay, what's up, man? That's all right. That's all right. We're just getting into the first story. Just getting into the first story. So the first story is that Iran says it's closing the Strait after accusing the U.S. and Israel of violations. Vice President Vance says the Strait is open with records amount of traffic. So Iran's threatening to close the Strait, accusing the U.S. of violating the memorandum of understanding. Yes, thank you so much, Lurchlinger, for the 5. Greatly appreciated. Never thought there was such a thing as a pro-algae protester. Yeah, I saw these people, and one of them was actually, if I'm not mistaken, was a foreigner because she could barely speak English unless it was just, some other reason that she talked that way. But it's crazy. Hey, Michael Stetson, what's up, man? Great to see you. And those of you I know from the chats, well, it's good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes. And just for a little reminder for anybody who might have not been here before, we do appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to grow the channel as much as possible. When we hit 10,000 subs, there will be a 24-hour stream. So what I'm going to do for 24 hours, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. Well, Hezbollah and Israel continued fighting on Saturday morning, with Hezbollah launching dozens of projectiles and Israeli strikes killing more than a dozen people, according to CBS. Iran says that Israel's refusal to withdraw troops from Lebanon violates the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding. This comes after Hezbollah and Israel agreed to a renewed ceasefire following Friday's rounds of Hezbollah strikes that killed 4 Israeli soldiers and Israeli strikes that killed dozens in the Lebanon. In which I thought they had agreed to a ceasefire, but I guess the ceasefire was meaningless. CENTCOM says traffic is increasing. It was closed and then open for a few hours and closed again. Makes my head spin. I don't know. According to the U.S., it was never closed. That they don't have the ability to close it. That we've got a bunch of warships there. You reach 10,000 and I'll make my own channel. Okay, Snarf. What are you trying to say? I'm never going to reach 10,000? So J.D. Vance, who's leading the talks for the U.S., canceled his plans for Switzerland on Thursday, but we're going to get that. Supposedly he's on his way there or might already be there, so we'll see, for talks for Sunday, which is Sunday now in Switzerland, I think. So pending the arrival of principals from the Iranian government and Qatari and Pakistan, he would be going there. The Switzerland talks start tomorrow. That's what I thought. That's what I've read. We shall see. Hey, Muffin Rando, thanks for being here tonight. He further told Fox that the Strait is open and record numbers of barrels of oil are flowing through it. So here we're going to hear JD Varane.
I probably shouldn't say this.
Oh, don't say it. Don't tell us.
Over $1,000.
Don't tell us.
To fix this exact
don't tell us.
As soon as tomorrow, but these things are always a little bit in flux. Jared and Steve have been on the ground now for a few hours, dealing with some of the technical elements of this negotiation. As you guys know, one of the things the president has set us out to do as a high priority is to open the straits. That's now happened. We actually got 16 million barrels of oil out of the Straits of Hormuz yesterday. That is a record going back to even before the conflict started. So you're seeing those ships move. The second thing the president has asked us to do, of course, is to get the enriched stockpile of uranium to ensure that we make it effectively impossible for the Iranians to rebuild their nuclear program, even over a very long period of time. The program is destroyed, but we're, of course, trying to take away as many of the cards where they may try to rebuild it if they don't behave under this agreement. So that's the first part of the negotiation. My understanding, talking to Jared and Steve this morning, is things are going well. But of course, we're going to verify all of this. And that's the thing that, a lot of the criticisms of the deal have really underappreciated, is that the United States has all the cards. The straits are now open. The Iranian military is now destroyed. The Iranians have committed to, of course, destroying that stockpile of enriched material. But we have a...
Wow, so they committed to it. But did they do it is the question. All right. Did they do it is a question. So, yes, let's see. Brian, what's up, Brian Z? How you doing? Hi, everybody. Great to see you. American Dreamer says, AI says JD hasn't left yet. Okay. I just have the news stories that I'll get to. So you went to Walmart and started yelling it's closed. Surprisingly, no one listened to you. Yeah, I mean, people can say actions speak louder than words, they say. So Trump made a rare trip to Camp David for the weekend. Axios is reporting that the Iranian delegation hasn't shown up yet, but I saw pictures of the Iranian delegation showing up of them getting off the plane. So I don't know. CBS says the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is warning commercial vessels not to approach the Strait of Hormuz after Iran announced it was closing the shipping lane again due to violations of the MOU. Emphasized that the strait is closed and vessels should not approach the strait, otherwise their security will be at risk. Meanwhile, U.S. Central Command announced on Saturday that commercial ship traffic in the strait is increasing, and U.S. forces are operating in the area to support freedom of navigation. So, you read everyone is in Switzerland? That's what I read too. We're going to get to it. So, yeah. Safe passage through the international waterway remained intact today as 55 merchant ships transited, moving large amounts of cargo. U.S. forces remain present and vigilant to ensure all aspects of the agreement. That's right. All aspects of the agreement. All aspects of the agreement. So there's that. And then same thing from the Post. Just says Strait of Hormuz closing again. IRGC announced as Central Command says traffic is increasing. You saw JD getting on the plane. That's Michael Scott declaring, I declare bankruptcy. Yes, I guess that could work, maybe. I wonder if Iran will ask Hillary for their uranium money back. They could. It's possible. Iran shot their shot. They keep saying it's closed every 30 seconds. At what point do people stop listening to these clowns? Soon, I hope. Your title says Iran closes the strait. Yes, my title says that because that's what the story says. That Iran announced that they're closing the strait. If you read the description, it actually says, if you read the description, it actually tells you, Iran says it's closing the strait, and then U.S. forces monitoring the strait to ensure it stays open. DOJ opens probe into MLB Pride Night. You're limited in the title as to what can be there. So my title says that because that's what they said. So Iran closes the strait. U.S. says it's open. This is where we're at. So then here from News Nation, we got this.
Says it's Corey, Iran's foreign ministry says its negotiators are departing for Switzerland shortly. What are you hearing on this?
Yeah, Laura, a lot of moving parts at this hour. Vice President J.D. Vance says these talks could begin as early as tomorrow. The U.S. delegation ready to go. And as you just said, Iranian state TV saying its negotiators are going to head to Switzerland. We are now in day 3 of this 60-day window for the U.S. and Iran to hammer out a peace deal. Jared Kushner, Steve Witkoff, both on the ground in Switzerland. And you'll remember 2 months ago, they were in Islamabad, Pakistan, trying to hammer out a ceasefire. Those talks ultimately fell apart. But these new talks, the dynamic is a bit different this time, now that both sides have signed that memorandum of understanding to end the conflict. But the biggest hurdle remains the ongoing fighting between Israel and Hezbollah. Over the last 48 hours, casualties have started to mount on both sides. State media reporting more than 50 people have been killed by Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon. The IDF is saying it's targeting dozens of Hezbollah sites in that area in response to the death of 4 Israeli soldiers who were killed after Hezbollah launched rockets and drones toward the IDF in the region on Friday. The White House is trying to hold it all together, publicly warning Israel to stop launching attacks. Those efforts come amid reporting from the Washington Post that U.S. intelligence agencies have told the White House Benjamin Netanyahu may take steps to undermine peace efforts with Iran and continue attempts to root out Hezbollah. That, of course, will break a key tenet of the MOU, which called for hostilities to end on all fronts, U.S. and Iran, Israel, and Hezbollah. There's also increasing pressure here at home as bipartisan criticism of that MOU permeates Washington. This morning, the vice president responded.
The criticisms of the deal have really underappreciated is that the United States has all the cards. The straits are now open. The Iranian military is now destroyed. The Iranians have committed to, of course.
Why would it still be $6 a gallon? That makes no sense. I mean, oil is $77 a barrel. I mean, it's been hovering around 76, 75, 77, somewhere around there, but that is not that high. The gas prices should be like $3, $3.50. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. There's no reason for gas prices to be that high. None at all. No reason whatsoever. No reason whatsoever. And it makes no sense. It's 329 here. Gypsy says, Governor Bob Ferguson, the tyrant. Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. Blue states always tack on extra taxes and fees to pay for their pork projects. Yes. Iranian state media is more balanced than CNN and MSDNC. Some of the stuff, there should be no discussions with Iran, only responses, action. Well, yes, that's a crime, $6. I agree. Randall says Vice President Biden went overseas to make deals with Ukraine. Vance goes to the latest smackdown on Iran. CNN's only mad about Vance. Well, they can be mad all they want about Vance. The problem is that I don't see why it matters. I really don't. Pride Month. You want to see all these corporations push this pride nonsense? Really think of it. Take a look at them on July 1st. All that stuff's gone. That's crazy. Great Eagle says, if I heard anything about people selling birth certificates on markets for money yet, that would be a crime, I would say. I think that's a crime. Gas here was $2.97 last I looked. That's awesome. You paid $3.50 today for gas. That's still higher than I would like it to be. Gas always shoots up fast, but comes down very slow. Funny how it works. Yeah. West Texas was 76.54. Brent's approximately 80 to 80, whatever. It's been fluctuating around, though. It's been fluctuating. I'm pulling up the futures markets, and it's like $77 right now on the futures markets, though. $4.19 a gas in PA. Shapiro never saw a tax like he didn't love. Well, thanks for being here, Marcy. Great to see you. I'm hoping to get it down. MSDNC, MS Now, MSTDS. Yes, that's what it is. No law officials will penalize the thieves. Hey, Nanya, great to see you. Thanks for being here. 346 at the local Sam's Club. Oh. West Texas is 76.54. So I said it's been hovering around 77. If you like your uranium, you can keep your uranium. Well, I don't know about that.
Destroying that stockpile of enriched material. But we have a lot of economic pressure applied to the Iranians that we would be willing to relieve if they do what we need them to do.
Now, in a wide-ranging interview with Axios, President Trump said he had the power to rein in Israel, and Benjamin Netanyahu saying that Israel respects him and will do what they are told. And we're just getting word from the AP that, according to state media, Iran has indeed closed the Strait of Hormuz, which is in violation of the MOU. But J.D. Vance said earlier this morning that the U.S. saw no evidence that the strait was closed. So when I see you in the next hour, Alora, we hope to have an update on that critical piece of this issue.
Oh, very good. Okay, Corey Smith in Washington, D.C., thank you so much. We'll get back with you next hour, as you mentioned. And joining me now, retired U.S. Marine and Massachusetts Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, John Deaton. John, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Laura. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Okay, so, we've got Iran's Joint Military Command reporting that the Strait of Hormuz is closed, though the vice president is saying there isn't any evidence of this. So we got to take a look at it. I'm just wondering what you think is going on and what happens if this turns out to be an escalation.
Yeah, Laura, it's really, we're trying to just hit the pause button, because before I came on camera, I looked up the latest to be prepared for your interview, and I saw that 25 ships had passed through the Strait of Hormuz. So it really depends on the hour, because according to the reporting we just heard, the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Listen, all eyes are really on Lebanon. Lebanon says that it is the second deadliest strike that's taking place with Israel. And I think, we've got to get Israel in the room with the negotiators, because that seems to be the linchpin stopping us from moving forward.
Wow. Interesting. So that's what's going on there. And then we have this report coming from U.S. basically saying, Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz. Flow continues, according to CENTCOM. All right. Hank says they're playing Trump like a fiddle. I don't have to see. I hope not. I don't want him. I hope not, because that would be bad for the U.S. Well, Mr. CR Boss, what's up? 317 in Houston. Well, that's not bad in the city of Houston, right? Let's see. The gay Hormuz. Where's that? Sounds like a horrible place. You ain't kidding. Sounds terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Terrible. Ecuador, 0. Curacao, 0. Okay. So Central Command claims the maritime traffic remains intact as U.S. forces monitor compliance with the agreement. U.S. military dismissed claims from Iran regarding the closure, asserting that international traffic continues to flow under the American surveillance. Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz, says CENTCOM spokesperson Captain Tim Hawkins. He noted the U.S. forces are monitoring the situation to ensure that remains the case. Oh, the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah. That's the opposite of the Gay of Hormuz. Time call. Okay. Booking photo will haunt you all. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, geez. I hit the wrong button. That's horrible. That's horrible. That was my special avatar for my appearance yesterday on Cynic Show. CCP bought millions of barrels with U.S. dollars. That's because all oil is traded in U.S. dollars, Great Eagle. It's called the petrodollar. Maybe, you might want to look into that a little bit for you. That's how the U.S. wants it. All oil to be traded in U.S. dollars. Do you have a choice on whether to trust the Iranians or not? Yeah, I don't trust the Iranians at all. Not at all. I don't trust them at all. That's my thing. So the statement follows an announcement from Iran's Qatam al-Aniba control central headquarters that the waterway will be closed. Hey, Silver VTech, thanks for stopping by. Great to have you here. When contacted, the Pentagon referred questions to CENTCOM, which stated that it has no further comments behind the previous affirmations that the forces are present and vigilant to ensure all aspects of the agreement are adhered to. CENTCOM reported the safe passage intact with 55 merchant vessels with 17 million barrels of oil transiting through the straits. I have IRGC TV going on one of my TVs in my office. Okay. I didn't know they had a TV. Iranians and the IRGC are different. Should have never started a 60-day ceasefire. I don't know what Trump's think. I don't know what his plan is. All right. Maybe he wants to push it back further because he was hoping to get it past the elections or something. I don't know. So what is it? Open, closed, open, closed. We need timestamps now. I think it's open. Iran is saying it's closed. They're trying to scare people, but they don't have the ability to actually close it. I don't believe. It's just if people decide they're not gonna, if they're not going to allow, if they're not going to do it, if they're going to chicken out or whatever. I want to thank whoever brought up Coolidge last night. Spent a nice hour this morning refreshing my knowledge. Good man. Turns out Ecuador is an actual place, not just an imaginary line on the planet. Really? Oh, you're thinking equator, Ecuador, equator, Ecuador. I got it. I got it. No, they're not going to keep all the uranium there. It's going to get destroyed or something. I don't know. I don't know. They have some plan. Either they're going to destroy it, take it, or they're going to dilute it. It's Schrodinger's Strait. That's what it seems like. You won't know if it's open or closed until you actually pass through it. Yeah, that's what that means. Is you can't tell either way. Mm-hmm. And this is from Arab News or something out of Saudi Arabia. U.S. forces monitoring the Strait to ensure it stays open. So Iran does not control the Strait of Hormuz. Traffic continues to flow. U.S. forces are monitoring the situation. All right. And then we had this news saying that Trump threatens to charge U.S. tolls in Strait if the final deal is not reached in 60 days. So this is crazy here. So I mean, I don't know if Trump. I think Trump was just like shit talking, maybe. Because I don't know why would. Why would I mean? Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we would. So President Trump threatened on Saturday afternoon to impose tolls in the Strait of Hormuz if the deal with Tehran is not completed within 60 days. A warning that comes as U.S. and Iranian officials offer differing accounts. Aren't they just sailing destroyers next to the tankers to protect them? Yeah, they've got like 3 destroyers and some other ships that are just sitting there waiting if anything happens. So Trump claimed to Truth Social Post that there would be no tolls in the waterway during or after the ceasefire unless the two sides fail to reach an agreement. There will be no tolls after the 60-day period has expired unless they are imposed by and for the United States of America, should the deal not be completed, for services rendered as the guardian angel to the countries of the Middle East for the purposes of both past, present, and future reimbursement for the costs, the president wrote from Camp David. So what Trump is saying here is that this is, in my opinion, making Trump look bad. I know what Trump is saying here. It's like the only way, what Trump is saying is the only way anyone's charging any tolls is going to be as if we're charging tolls because we're guarding the strait, protecting the shipping. If we have to stay there for months or years defending shipping through the straits, fighting with Iran, which is, at that point, that would be kind of dumb, because why don't you just carpet bomb the shit out of Iran and get it over with? I can't with these people. Words don't match the headlines. Very misleading. Trump may be referring to the U.S. military initiative that's helped safely guide vessels through the strait, including an early June operation he said secretly moved 100 million barrels of oil and 200 ships. Yeah, tolls to pay for the security. Yeah, kind of like, when you go over a toll bridge in the U.S. I don't know. I don't agree with charging tolls. If anything, you should just work it out with those countries or those ships, basically, like, hey, you're gonna have to pay us, not a toll per se, but like, you got to pay us, help pay for it. Trump is winging it. It sounds like he's trying to basically shake the tree. It's like the big ask type of thing. Trump is really, really big on that. You say, like, well, I'll just do this then, and then people want to argue about it. So there will be no tolls unless they're imposed by the United States to pay us for a security fee. Trump may be referring to the initiative. Yeah, we saw that. So oil prices fell earlier this week on the news that the Strait would be fully open. J.D. Vance claimed on Saturday that a record 16 million barrels had moved through the Straits in 24 hours. Iran is selling ship insurance now. Yeah, I heard that's what they said. Gene Lee, what's up? You're late, but it's awesome to have you here. Yeah. So Iran is just saying stop, or I'll say stop again. It seems like it. Yeah, Trump's offering a fast pass kind of thing, like get to the front of the line and go through. Security fee could be something like that. I don't know, but that doesn't make any sense. Hey, Lisa Faltersack, what's up? Great to see you tonight. So one of the things the president set out as high priorities to keep the strait open. In my view, the United States. Okay, no, let me read that. So Central Command disputed the claim about Iran. And I don't view it as a hard deadline. Trump views told reporters, just as long as they're behaving, I really don't care that much. Yeah, that's the thing. The Iran selling insurance, it's just an Iran protection racket. I'm not going by the mainstream media. I'm going by what I see. He thought those people can be negotiated with. They're not normal people. They wipe their ass with the paper. Gas price in Sylvia's area is $5.10 to $5.90. Oh, man, are you in like California or on the West Coast or something? That's got to be out that way, like Washington, Oregon, something like that, right? West Coast. Crazy prices. Crazy. So, and then this news broke that the U.S. and Iran to talk Sunday in Switzerland as Tehran says it's closed the strait again. L.A. County? Oh, yeah. is IRGC giving all the uranium dust or all of it? It's supposedly, they said that's part of the deal. Let's see, what is this?
Iran has announced that it closed the Strait of Hormuz again, citing the ongoing Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon and what it described as bad faith by the United States in the agreement that the two countries had signed to end the war. Now, talks in Switzerland, mediated by Qatar and Pakistan, are still scheduled to take place. However, while Iran said it will still send negotiators from Tehran, expectations should be kept at a minimum until the status quo changes. At least 16 people, among them 2 children, on Saturday died in Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon. A day earlier, 4 Israeli soldiers were killed in southern Lebanon while clashing with Hezbollah militants. The death toll in Lebanon since this latest war between the two sides has crossed over 4,000 people. This latest war started when Hezbollah fired rockets towards northern Israel after the United States and Israel launched their war on Iran. Israel in turn launched a ground invasion of Lebanon and widespread airstrikes across the country. The current situation.
Well, okay, good for you, AP, with your crap. So, U.S. and Iranian negotiators are heading to Swiss venue Saturday for talks. President Trump responds to release a new threat to impose American tolls if they fuck around. J.D. Vance left for Switzerland on Saturday evening, just as Iranian state TV posted a video showing Iran's negotiators arriving there. They're led by the parliamentary speaker, Mohammed Bagher Qualif, or something like this. Queefs. The deal calls for billions of dollars in Iranian assets to be unfrozen. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Reuters just says Trump says no tolls on the Strait unless it's U.S. tolls. So there'll be no tolls unless they're U.S. tolls. All right. And then, like I said, this story says J.D. Vance departs for Switzerland as the White House looks to get talks with Iran back on track. So I believe.
Where do we stand in those peace talks with Iran? Continuing coverage now. Vice President J.D. Vance just left the United States, heading to Switzerland, where he will take part in the discussions. He left Joint Base Andrews just moments ago and spoke to reporters before boarding Air Force Two. Listen.
Looking forward to starting technical talks with the Iranians, the Pakistanis, and the Qataris. Our understanding is that the Iranians just landed. The Qataris and Pakistanis, some of our technical negotiators are on the ground. So look, we'll have a couple days of talks before to get this thing kicked off with the right.
All right, that's a horrible. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that. They have a very shitty mic. Very shitty mic. I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about that.
There's a lot to discuss, but we're going to go through it all.
Sir, the fighting in Lebanon seems to continue to threaten to upend the entire process. What does the U.S. plan to do about that?
Well, Marco and the entire team have been actively managing what's going on in Lebanon. Despite the headlines, things are actually getting better there. Things have calmed down a little bit. It's going to be something we're just going to have to continuously manage to ensure that, Israel and Lebanon are both safe and secure. That's fundamentally the goal of this, is to make the whole region safe and secure. The big problem is that you have somebody will do and then somebody will respond, and you kind of have a chicken and egg problem where you just got to stop the shooting for long enough to get the fire controlled. That's what we're going to try to do. We'll keep on looking at it, and things have gotten better.
Sir, can you tell us more specifically about your schedule in Switzerland? What would make this a successful trip for you?
Well, I think number one, just getting things set up in the right way and getting the actual structure of the negotiation in place. So the way that we're going to do this is that we're going to have a critical level political leadership at the top, and then obviously the technical team is going to stand around. I might like to stay. What appears to be a beautiful place. I can only be there for a day or two.
I can't really hear what they're saying in this, so we'll go to a different story and read up on it because I can't hear J.D. Vance at all. We did get a raid coming in over on the Rumble from Off Label Podcast, Drunken Senpai. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Simple Davey. Yes, definitely thank you. And thank you, Rich. We let them take their container ships into their port with weapons, and after that, I hope not. Welcome, Raiders. Yes, welcome, Raiders, over there on the Rumble. Thank you so much. Where was he? He was getting ready to get on the plane, I believe, at Andrews Air Force Base, right? Can someone explain to me why Israel and Lebanon are beefing? Israel and Lebanon are not beefing. It's the Hezbollahs over there on that are attacking. Lebanon was trying to crack down on them, and then they threatened them with like a civil war, and they backed down. So I don't know. I don't know. Someone please explain why Saudi and the other Middle East countries don't take care of Iran. Don't have any faith in fighting over Iran. I don't know. It'd be nice if they would clean up their own backyards. Seriously, in the year 2026, why do you think we'll be able to figure out microphone technology? It's nuts, right? It's crazy. It's crazy that they can't, that's like they're purposely doing that to make JD look bad. Trump isn't the problem. He's not a dictator. He has to deal with squishy Americans. He has to work within the confines of our system. The VP should carry his own microphone to record and send a sound to him. That'd be nice. Thought I found his flight. Okay. Cesium Cat, what's up? Great to see you. Says that Trump is giving them a fighting chance before he blows the hell out of them. Yeah. I don't know if I was gonna say if Dave or where's he at? If Davey or if Davey or Rich want to come on the show, just let me know and I'll send you guys the link. If you want to pop on, it's up to you. It's because of the midterms. It could be. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking there was a lot of people making a lot of noise, squishy Republicans and stuff. I think he's dealing with people in the U.S. that are causing problems. Yank says, I built weapons of war for a long time, not to make deals. Yeah, I mean, you never want to make a deal from a position of weakness. You want to be from a position of strength. And if the U.S. isn't in a position of strength, then I don't know why Iran would agree to anything. Anyway, even if they're just lying, even why would they even bother lying if they were in the position of strength? Saudi makes money when oil is up. So Vance set to rise in Switzerland. JD Vance departed the United States on Saturday to travel to Switzerland with direct talks with the regime. Vice President's leading negotiating team will attempt to hammer out the final deal with Tehran before the clock runs out of the MOU. Trump, so the agreement signed last week gives a 60-day window for Washington and Tehran to reach a final accord and to permanently reopen the Strait to commercial traffic and end the fighting and address the nuclear stuff. We have to pay for Bella, but you're inviting folks on for free. They do their own show. I've been trying to make time to stream with them. That's all. I don't understand. You want to come on, Miss Hacker? I'll send you the link. Why should Saudi do anything when the USA has designated itself and the world's police? Yeah. That's the thing. If we're going to be the world's policemen, then we should get to tax the whole world, right? I mean, why not? No one is not fallible. Yeah. As body politic, Americans are squishy. Example, we all have the benefits of infrastructure, but freak out if a cell phone tower goes up near us. No, I want Bella for free. I mean, if I gave Bella away for free, I'd never make any money. Rent Bella out to other shows. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? Bella's a whore? Think she's a whore, a streetwalker? I could just sell her like that? Just pimp her out to other shows? Vance will join White House envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, who are already in Switzerland. Even in the White House has microphone and sound issues. The White House, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Jim's a pimp. Mac Daddy looking for $1. At 16, about a 6'4" Impala, rolling and running from the police. UFC fight show Trump how to negotiate with people like Iran. We have to save Bella from dog trafficking. Oh, man. Ahead of Vance's departure, Trump reiterated his longstanding promise that negotiations will end with Iran giving up its nuclear program. Yeah, Bella's not no harlot. The last person Jim wants on is me. I going off topic, talking about West Virginia's offensive line too deep. Let's see. Oh, well. Looks like we get Bella anyway, because Duck Fat over there on the Rumble Bumbles decided to give away 5 Jim Tells You memberships. That's right, 5 Jim Tells You memberships. So that means that's $25. Thank you so much. And that means Bella Vision is activated for the evening. So that means right now, folks, we are just $70 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. That's right. There you go. Thank you so much for everything. And so far, only 2 people have picked up those free memberships on Rumble. There's still many more people to go. You got so far Snake Eater and Jonah Finn, but there will be more coming across. Yes, Bella Girl. There you go. Now Hamburger Helper and Essie Gatlin and Gundam Zig all got memberships. There you go. They're all full up now. All 5. Gundam Zig, Essie Gatlin, Hamburger Helper, Jonah Finn, and Snake Eater all received gifted memberships. That's right. Hamburger Helper, Essie Gatlin, Gundam Zig. That's right. They all received them. It's all good now. Thank you. Thank you so much, Duck Fat. That's congratulations. Yes, you got the Rumble clap. Yeah, Gundam. Make sure you use the cream so that'll clear up within about 30 days. So they're never going to have a nuclear weapon. Okay, it's very clear. It's very simple. So the agreement between the United States to pause the war includes a provision which called for a ceasefire on all fronts. Yes, thank you, Duck Fat. Thank you. People who are good at chess use both sides of their brain and are therefore higher intellect than average. Okay. Iran views a ceasefire in Lebanon as a red line. I don't understand. So that basically, to me, though, means that Iran is taking responsibility for, if they're saying the stuff in Lebanon, the stuff with whatever, anywhere else, that they're taking ownership of that, then that means if any of those people do anything, that it should be Iran that gets punished. That's the way I would look at it. So if Hezbollah launches missiles at Israel, then Iran should get bombed. If Yemen launches missiles at ships, then Iran should get bombed. That's the way I would look at it. Do I rub the cream on my keyboard? It's itchy. Yes. Put it all over your keyboard. Lather it up. Slather it like it's barbecue sauce. All right, on to the next story. Enough of this Iranian baloney. All right. Assistant Attorney General, Armie Dillon refers civil rights investigation into Major League Baseball. That's right, MLB, following a religious discrimination against Christian ball players. Wow. Hello, everyone. 30% of the people in Lebanon are Christian. And did you know that in 1980, Lebanon had a majority Christian population? Yeah, that's right. They ran them all out. It's crazy. Crazy what they do. How they run the Christians out. Rant. We got a rant. What do you know? Let's see. Got a rant. Hey, for Bella's Treats. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for Bella's Treats. Wow, thank you. Is that loud enough? Because I could barely hear that. So you guys got to let me know. I could barely hear that. Thank you so much for Bella's Treats. Now let me know. Was that loud enough? The bells and everything? Because I could barely hear it. So that means it was loud for you? Okay. All right. So that means now we're just 50 away, folks. Just 50 away from a first additional hour on this fine Saturday evening. Plenty loud. Okay. Loud. Good. All right. It's loud, but okay. All right. Plenty loud. All right. Sound. Yes. All good. It sounds quiet to me in my headphones. That's why I'm asking. And the videos I'm playing sound really loud, and you guys say they're quiet. That's why I don't understand what's going on here. It's enough. Okay. Yeah, these guys wrote like Bible verses on their, on their hats, and they got fined or something. Woohoo! Yeah. So, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights, Armie Dillon, has referred an investigation to the Major League Baseball, MLB, with the Equal Opportunity Employment Commission after 3 players faced threats of retaliation for writing Bible verses on their Pride Night uniforms. Sounds good to you. Thank you. It's much louder than you. Is it really? Wow. Huh. That's odd. That's very odd. Oh, Dylan joined Newsmax on Thursday to discuss the controversy surrounding the Christian ball players from San Francisco Giants who wore verses from the book Genesis on their uniforms and the league's illegal actions following the incident. Under Title VII, she said it's illegal to treat employees differently on the basis of protected characteristics, and religion is one of those characteristics. She added that the treatment of Christian players definitely could be the basis of an employment discrimination claim. Applying the rules to players who wish to have political messages like Black Lives Matters on their uniforms. That is very interesting.
We find that she's got alien DNA. She's a hybrid.
Non-human intelligence has been interacting with humanity.
Major League Baseball.
Major League Baseball. Now I'm going to turn this up. You tell me if this is loud enough.
In hot water, they're claiming this is just about a uniform policy, but a lot of people out there, many people up on Capitol Hill, see this as targeted harassment against Christians. What say you?
Well, let's look at the legal framework. Under Title VII, which is administered for private employers like Major League Baseball teams by the EEOC, or public employers, which I administer at the Civil Rights Division, it is illegal to treat employees differently in their terms and conditions of employment, promotion opportunities, hiring, et cetera, on the basis of protected characteristics. And religion is one of those protected characteristics under our federal laws. And so that doesn't automatically mean that the Major League Baseball employers are in the wrong here. But what it means is if they're treating people of faith and their faith-based messages on their hats differently than, say, employees who want to have pins that are LGBTQ or other types of messaging on their hats, and they tolerate that. In other words, if they're applying that uniform policy in a discriminatory manner, that definitely could be the basis of an employment discrimination claim.
Definitely. That definitely could be the basis. Definitely could be the basis. Definitely. This comes after
zero your optic again.
What? What are you doing here? This comes after the Giants starting pitcher Landon Roop and relief pitchers JT Brubaker and Ryan Walker stood up to the league's leftist agenda being foisted upon players and fans. Roop started on the mound with Genesis 9:12-16 written next to the Giants logo on the special edition Pride hat. He later told reporters that he wore the verse to share God's covenant and the promise that he makes to us and his faithfulness and his mercy. That's interesting. The Schumann resonance lately has been awfully weird. The bell is the loudest, your second loudest. The videos are the third loudest. Because the bell and the other stuff sounds quieter than the videos. That's why I don't understand where I'm running into the problem here. Where's the players union? The players union is probably backing up the league because they're all for the gays. Did Iran release its list of endorsed candidates for the 2026 midterms? Yeah, they're all Democrats. It's just something I believe in. It's God's promise to never flood the earth again. It's just something I believe in. I stand firm on that. Hopefully we can live in a country where we have the freedom to believe what we want to believe. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley has since opened a congressional investigation and on Tuesday demanded documents from MLB Commissioner Robert Manfred. So MLB has said that it's content-neutral policy and MLB respects players' right to free expression. But this is dubious given that the MLB is openly promoting a political viewpoint and possibly compelling adherence to that viewpoint. That's what it sounds like to me. Josh Hawley opens investigation to MLB. Now Harmeet Dillon has put Manfred on notice for discrimination against the Giants players. Hey, CF Rob, what's up? Great to see you. You were off with your mom. Well, you know what? Moms come first, always. Yep, civil rights abuse. That's what it is. Sue them all. Civil Rights Act prohibits MLB and its franchisees from unreasonably burdening the rights of players with religious objections to serving as the league's vehicle for pro-pride messages. Federal law is clear. Employers must modify their uniform requirements to reasonably accommodate their employees' exercise of religion. Like we saw a story about this the other day. It was a minor league team where like a majority of the players were like, we're not wearing those pride shirts. We're not doing it. And so they just forfeit the game, and then the gay GM or whatever of the organization was like, "Oh, we forfeited because we're open and we're going to give $10,000 to trans kids." Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She further called out the league's hypocrisy in allowing liberal political messages to be worn on the uniforms, but not the Bible verses. MLB previously claimed that the warning was not disciplinary and had absolutely nothing to do with the content of the message, that writing of any kind with any message prohibited. Ah, really? Mm-hmm. About time somebody stood up for God's word, boycott the MLB. Well, could happen. It was a minor league team in York, PA. Yes. Yeah, it was the Predators. Yes, it was the Predators. And it was funny. It's kind of funny because they wanted them to be the gay Predators. The minor league team is 15 minutes from me in my hometown, York Revolutions in Pennsylvania. Is it the York? I thought it was the Predators. I'm sorry. Why did I think it was the Predators? I don't know. Maybe that was another team where it was something about gay predators. I thought it was funny. Maybe it was a different team. MLB's asserted that its warning had absolutely nothing to do with the content. Yes. And yet they allowed players to wear patches reading Black Lives Matter, this double standard under which players may not inscribe Bible verses on hats for one game only, but may wear Black Lives Matter patches for one game, only calls MLB's true motives into question. Yeah, it does. And so they have serious concerns about their compliance with Title VII. That's good on them. It is. It is. I talked the story. We had that story. I think it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. I don't know. I do so many stories. It's kind of hard for me to keep track what days they're on. It's a pretext for discrimination. Dylan further noted that Manfred and that she's referred to matter to the EEOC. Swing and a miss. Major League Baseball encouraged players to wear Black Lives Matter on their uniforms, but reportedly threatened Christians who wrote Bible verses on their hats. Oh, the great thing about that is that they revolted and their team is a revolution. So she's, that's what she's doing there. So,
and assists. I definitely believe.
No, we don't want to see that. So San Francisco Giants Pride Night controversy. I wonder how much of it has to do because it was San Francisco. Like I heard this rumor. Maybe I'm wrong. I heard this rumor that there's like a lot of gay people in San Francisco. Is anybody else? Have you heard about this? Anyone else? Have you heard about this? Do you know about this? There's a lot of gay people in San Francisco. So fallout over the opposition by a handful of San Francisco Giants players against the team's Pride Night celebration has prompted an investigation of MLB by the Trump administration. Pizza Hut sold for $2.7 billion. Wow. Yeah. Yep. I'm beginning to think the low volume on certain news sites videos is on purpose. Dylan video was perfect level with you. I don't know. Maybe it could be. Could be. I don't know. Giants held their Pride Night to celebrate LGBTQ plus community, which includes players wearing caps with the logo and rainbow pride flag pattern. 3 Giants pitchers each wrote Bible verses on their caps. So Nashville Predators hockey team pushes pride. Okay, that's what it was. Maybe the Nashville Predators. Maybe that was when I see with the gay Predators. I knew it was something. I saw something with where it was like a rainbow colored, like, I don't know, some kind of cat with teeth and fangs and stuff. So, display by the players caused a backlash among some of the team's fan base. Oh, really? Backlash? Huh. In a city renowned for its support of the LGBTQ plus culture, with Mayor Daniel Leary among those condemning their actions. Well, that's great. You got a mayor condemning actions by people. So the mayor is also restricting their speech. California is probably loaded with LGBTQ plus AA2135976002. It's stupid to have a presser next to a helicopter. Yeah, it's not a good idea. Trump won. We don't have to do this anymore. Oh, so Vice President Vance said Trump won. We don't have to do this anymore. The Giants issued an apology over the pain and anger many in the LGBT community might have felt while it issued a warning to the players. Oh, that kind of sounds like they're picking a they're picking a side in this, which they're not supposed to do. Yes, California, the land of the fruits and nuts. That's right. I wrote on my hard hat in civil service, the sun is rising. I think gay men have something with poop holes. They're just not bothered. Haven't watched a single NFL game since Dallas couldn't honor a sticker for one game, the 5 cop slang by a BLM activist. Yeah, I haven't. I have not watched a single NFL football game since they put Jacob Blake on their helmets when they had Black Lives Matter and Stop Racism shit and they did all that stuff. When they put Jacob Blake on their helmets, I was like, I'm done. Jacob Blake was the guy that caused the Kenosha riots, that the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing happened because he decided to rape his ex-girlfriend and kidnap the kids with a knife and everything, and the cops had to shoot him. Yeah, keep the bullshit out of sports, geez. Yeah, you should. Mm-hmm. Up your own volume there, Jim. I don't know what. Sorry. I'm speaking loudly. I don't want it to get too loud. It turns out it turned a lot of people away. Yeah. You don't know how to turn up your volume there yet, Jim? What are you talking about? Well, thank you, Karen. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you so much. On third, so they wrote a letter. I hope it's just not a letter for you stopped when they took a knee. I mean, I cut back a lot on that. But I didn't it didn't get super duper crazy. Like that Colin Kaepernick taking a knee stuff, that was, Brenda Ty says California is the only state mentioned in the Bible, Song of Solomon, when it mentions the land of fruit and nuts. Yes. No transgenders in opposite sex sports. Yeah, I agree with that. Your volume is fine. Well, thank you. Thank you. And Kamala went to Jacob Blake's bedside and told him he was doing a good job. Oh, yeah, definitely. Cali fruit cups. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what everyone complaints are about the volume. Everything seems fine. I don't know. It's what it is. U.S. Department of Justice referring MLB warning to Giants players. So we saw this. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We're going to keep an eye on it. And hopefully, hopefully more. We'll hear more stuff about it. So, same thing everywhere. Then we got this story, which is story. I saw the story. I was crazy. It says bank offering a black card. And I was like, what do you mean a bank is offering a black card? That's not news. I mean, American Express has a black card. Visa has a black card. MasterCard has a black card. I zoned out. Why is the DOJ checking that out? Because you can't, they let people put Black Lives Matter on them. They let them wear pins saying this guy or that guy, supporting all this other political stuff. And they're doing a pride night. And these guys are like, yeah, this is against my religion, so I want to write a Bible verse on it or whatever. So, well, this is crazy. So, black bank card program to steer cash payments to single mothers in government housing. So it's not actually like a black card; it's a card for black people. They're saying this is racist to me. It's like, what are you saying? Like, it's a black card for black people that live in government housing that are single moms. And they're calling it the Bank King card, not banking card, but Bank King, like BANKKING. It's the Bank King card. All right. Bernice A. King facing forward hugs Sarah White, a tribute to Coretta Scott King during the MLK remembrance. But it says one of a few black-owned banks in the United States is introducing a debit card aimed at helping single mothers who live in government-subsidized housing escape poverty. You got your black card 2 weeks ago, Jim. Well, that's awesome. George Floyd, BLM, and kneeling for the national anthem was the end for me. Not that I was that much into sports. Yeah. They didn't write out the verse, just a citing. Yeah, they just listed the, whatever, like John 3:16 or whatever. I mean, I haven't watched NASCAR after they fired the kid in the truck series for something racist his father said in the 80s before he was born. Are you serious? That happened? I can't believe they fired Camelot. Honestly, it's pretty smart to target specific criteria that does not explicitly include racial characteristics. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Yeah. Most people watch sports for enjoyment and escape. They don't want all this crap. That's right. Congress's kneeling was interesting. Congress's kneeling was a joke with the Kenty cloths and all this other shit. And then they got these people to kneel all across the world, and then the people wouldn't kneel for Henry Nowak. So the Bank King card. That's right. You heard that right. Like the Bank King, not banking card, Bank King. Debit card will be offered beginning Friday in honor of Juneteenth by Redemption Bank, which will make a donation from every account open to the nonprofits that will steer the funding to needy families. So this is just another scam to some other NGO and all this other crap. All right. The Bank King card represents a new regenerative banking model that starts with investing in mothers who are a few hopeful dollars away from breaking out of poverty and opening up America's vaults of opportunity that have been closed for too many for too long. A 2026 report by the Urban Institute and the Jeremiah program says households led by single mothers experience widespread economic and caregiving hardship. Gee, I wonder why that would be. Because they're single mothers. It's hard to make a living to be single mothers. So nonprofits that provide direct cash services would apply for grants through a foundation to develop. So nonprofits would apply for grants to get the money. So this is just another grift scam for people to take money and do other shit with it, because all these NGOs just siphon the money and give it to people. Wonder what the interest rate is on these black cards. Yeah, that's very interesting questions. I don't think they tell you that. So every dollar helps. Money given directly to needy mothers and children is overwhelmingly spent to cover necessary goods and services. Oh yeah, we see that all the time. We see them buying just the necessities. Yes, when they get the government benefits. It's just all a necessity. Mm-hmm. According to Chastity Lord, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Jeremiah program. Wow, what an interesting name that they changed it to. Bank Kang's card. That's right, it's a Bank Kang's card. That's it. That's what they should have called it, the Bank Kang's. 37% interest, probably. It's the highlight of your week. Oh, your stepdaughters are here playing games. Highlight of your week. Well, that's awesome. Single mothers of all races have it rough. That's racist to only give black single mothers. I guess this bank can do what they want to do. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. It provides dignities. It ensures summer learning, not leaving kids at home. How does it? What are you talking about? It's a debit card, not a credit card. Yes, I think it says a debit card. I don't know. No, I don't know how they're going to make money without it. You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to make money off of it to give away? Because a debit card is only like what, 1.5%, 2%. That's all they make off each transaction. It's like a very minimal fee. Anyone ever see the pistachio chocolate bars at gas stations, liquor stores? I see them everywhere these days. Apparently, people buy those with their benefits a lot. Maybe. Black Lives Matter is a racist comment. And Bella is next. Bella's next. What does that mean? Bella's next. I thought there were no kings. The guy they once worshipped before George Floyd was Martin Luther King. It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it? Like $20 for a bar for some of them. Oh my God. That's probably. I thought they were getting rid of that. You can't buy candy anymore with that stuff. Maybe I'm wrong. A pilot program through the Ohio Mothers Trust funneled $500 each month for a year to 32 single mothers. Oh, wow. What a great program. $500 a month to 32 single moms. Wow. Bella after stepdaughter by highlights. Okay. All right. I ask the workers who buys them basically everywhere I go. Okay. So it's the breathing room it gives you, knowing that there's something extra coming in. It relieves a lot of anxiety, says Amakor, 36, who has a 7-year-old daughter. This goes a long way, even if it was for something as little as being able to take my child to the grocery store, to the clothing store. In Michigan, RX Kids give women a one-time allocation of $1,500 during pregnancy, followed by $500 a month throughout the child's first months. The $1,500 can be used on food, prenatal care, rent, cribs, and other needs. The $500 monthly stipend can be spent on formula, diapers, and childcare. Kania Wright and her family received funding through Kids RX, the RX Kids program. It helped with some bills, diapers for the newborn daughter, and other needs, especially after her husband was injured in a forklift accident. Wow. Initially, the money was put up for a rainy day. I didn't know that rainy day would come sooner than we thought. It was a blessing in disguise. The Juneteenth connection. So a year ago, Redemption Holding completed its acquisition of the Utah-based Holiday Bank and Trust, making it the first time a bank has been owned by a Black-led investment group in the Western U.S. Is that true? I'm pretty sure that Oklahoma City had Black-owned banks back in the early 1900s. There was a thing called Black Wall Street. No interest rate then. Banks get loans from the government at near 0% and charges customers a market rate 5 to 6 times higher for most loans. Yeah, it's crazy. It's basically like there should be, in my opinion, there should be a cap on credit card interest rates. It should be like a cap, 15% max, and that's pretty high. The husband should be getting workers' comp. You would think. According to all the color races, the whites have white privilege and white pride. Yeah. Then get a tax write-off for 2 times what they donated. Scam is the right term. Yeah. Total scam. Bernice A. King, the youngest child of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., is a co-founder and senior vice president of the bank. Oh. The number of deportations during Trump's second term is approximately 540,000 as of early 2026. Self-deportations are reported over 2.5 million. 20 million came in. I care about this. I care about it too. They need to all go. This sounds like a way to keep these mothers from aborting the babies. I'm not saying I'm against it. I mean, I'm all in favor of making sure that we take care of the people that are actually needy, that need it. Especially like, I know people say like, oh, well, these people are just gonna have a bunch more kids. Listen, it was Tulsa, right? Tulsa, Oklahoma. Isn't that in the West? Tornado Annie, isn't that in the West? So this article saying that this is the first time there was ever a bank in the West, Western U.S. There had to have been a Black-owned bank at the Black Wall Street, right? Economic opportunity must be practical, accessible, and rooted in the needs of the families. You learned at 13 about free birth control pills. Yeah, I mean, it's already. The Bank King card is an innovative way to support the work. It creates a practical opportunity for people to align their financial choices with their values while supporting mothers, children, and families working towards long-term stability. The Bank King card, the Bank King credit card is expected to be introduced later with interest rates capped at 12%. Capped at 12%? Wow, that's, honestly, I would get that card if it's capped at 12%. Honestly. Trump asked Congress to pass a 2-year cap at 20%. Still waiting. Yeah. Black Wall Street was in Oklahoma. Is that West? That's what I'm saying. Isn't that West? That's got Oklahoma. Isn't that the West? I think it's the West, Oklahoma. It's when they go west, young man, when they settle land. Anything west. Isn't it west of the Mississippi, or is it west of the Rockies? What's west? I know west of the Rockies is definitely west, but I don't know, man. Am I going to cover Meloni's meltdown over Trump's statement? You're talking about Giorgia Meloni from Italy? Maybe. I mean, that was in yesterday's news. So the announcement comes. So they're claiming they're gonna cap it with interest rates at 12%. We're gonna have to see about that, if that actually holds true, if they actually do that, because I can't see them being able to give out interest rates at 12% to a certain demographic of basically single mothers. Oklahoma is not west. It's just west of you. Okay. All right. All right. You say so. If you're centered, it's west of you. Okay. So would Oklahoma be considered? It's not the Midwest, right? Because Chicago's the Midwest. They say Chicago's the Midwest. You know, they call it Midwesterners. So if Chicago's the Midwesterners, how couldn't Oklahoma, which is several states west, how is that not the way? I don't know. I think of it as Oklahoma as Midwest, but that's still west-ish. Yeah, like to say Oklahoma's Midwest, you know, everything is west of Florida. Yeah, see? Where is the White King card programs at now? Chicago is America's anus. Cowboy Kent is in Oklahoma. There's Indians there. Sounds north to me, Chicago. Okay. Everything above I-10 is up north. Okay. All right. God, man, this could be a debate that would go on forever. So the announcement coincides with Juneteenth. Juneteenth, which combines June and 19th, represents the date in 1865 when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, learned that they had been freed. It came 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. In 2021, Joe Biden designated it a federal holiday. Nobody celebrated Juneteenth before. Nobody knew what it was. Black bank card program to steer cash payments to single mothers in government housing. One of the few black-owned banks in the United States introducing a debit card aimed at helping single mothers live in government-subsidized housing. The Bank King card will be offered beginning on Juneteenth. I want the platinum card here, Jim. All right. Chicago is the Great Lakes region. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's called the Midwest. I don't know. They call it like Midwesterners. People call the speak from like people in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Ohio. They call it Midwesterners. So I don't know. I heard the Obama library is on stolen land. It is totally stolen. Totally stolen. They stole it. So we celebrate the fact that the Dems try to keep it secret? I guess. All right, so I think we saw every dollar helps. I think it's just the same exact stuff. Talking about, yeah, so they're going to offer the credit card's going to be introduced later with interest rates capped at 12%. They're claiming Kinsley, Kansas is halfway between New York and San Francisco. Biden did it because Obama wanted it. Obama used it for opening his library. All right. I was raised in Nebraska. We never referred to Illinois as the Midwest, but it's you ask. Oh. All right. I mean, I've heard of different things called different stuff. Like I've heard of like America's heartland. Like where's America's heartland? Isn't that like the middle of the country, like Kansas? Wouldn't Kansas be America's heartland? It's like the center basically is in Kansas and like the center of the country pretty much. And of course, this is a Baltimore station saying black bank card for payments for single mothers. Same stuff. It's all the same story, basically, just repeated. Black bank card aims to steer cash payments to single mothers. Let's see.
All right. So that's one pair of glasses.
Yep.
With prescription lenses, plus anti-reflective lens coating.
Oh,
scratch-resistant coating.
Oh, great.
UV protection.
Right. So we got to listen to this ad. It's a 17-second ad. They confused me. Kansas is above Oklahoma. It is the Midwest. All right. I hate ads. Got your first credit card, 24 years, paid $0 interest during that time.
Glad you're with us. Well, some other top stories we're tracking for you right now. The U.S. carrying out another deadly strike on an alleged drug trafficking boat. Southern Command releasing this video showing the moment the strike happened in the Pacific Ocean. 3 alleged narco terrorists killed in that operation. No U.S. service members injured. They are one of the most popular collectibles in the world. Pokemon cards.
This is not what it says here at all. At all. Not what it says there at all. So redemption bank. So it's going to be the redemption, a bank Kang card. All right, let's get on to the next story. All right. This next story, people kind of brought it up yesterday, but let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. We need the people's trump card here. Yes. Again, it depends on whom you ask. Where we call it Great Plains, a change to the Midwest or America's heartland. I don't know. I mean, the Plains, I can understand because the Plains Indians roamed all the way through everywhere, all the way up to the Rockies, right? Basically from the Mississippi to the Rockies. It's the Great Plains Indians, right? If I had something stolen from me, I would just love if they brought it up every time I saw them. Yeah. President Trump's $250 bill coming out soon. I hope so. I want to get a couple of them. I get a bunch of them, just never use them. So Biden's dazed and confused at the Obama Presidential Center. Looking visibly confused, Biden removes his Ray-Bans and squints into the crowd in a weak, faltering voice asks, "Where's my granddaughter?" Where's my granddaughter? What's going on? I don't see people. What are they doing here? Someone told me there'd be ice cream. Single moms are getting Pokemon cards. I'm confused. I'm confused what that news article had anything to do with the story. I still have Trump's $20 bill on my fridge. It triggered some. So he traveled to Chicago for the debut of former President Barack Hussein Obama, also known as Barry Soetoro, opening his presidential library. Great Plains is anything west of the Mississippi to the Rockies. That's what I thought. That's what I taught. I thought I did. I mean, I also thought that a lot of people considered that the separating point between East and West was the Mississippi River. I thought Biden had stage 4 cancer. I don't know. Why do they keep wheeling him out? No one knows. 2 years after the disastrous debate, which ended his bid for re-election, he appeared frail and disoriented. In the clip below, Obama is seen leaving the stage at the end of the dedication ceremony. Joe Biden, having left her husband standing alone beside the podium, exits right behind him, looking visibly confused. Biden removes his Ray-Bans and squints into the crowd and raises his hand if recognizing someone in a weak, faltering voice. Said, "Where's my granddaughter?" With his hand held in the T-Rex pose, he then shuffles towards the exit. Bizarre moments as Biden is left behind. It's a sad scene, but it's also a frightening one. This is the man Demon Rats wanted America to believe was fit for 4 more years in the Oval Office. He wasn't fit to be there the first time. Had fate not intervened and Joe Biden and those around him succeeded in their efforts, this visibly frail, diminished man could now be a year and a half into his second term. What was Joe Biden thinking? Even MAGA supporters found it cruel. This really pisses me off. I'm MAGA all the way, but Joe Biden leaving her husband on the stage all alone in this condition, pure evil. Let's see, is the clip here? All these people are just setting aside the human decency angle, putting that visibly ailing former president on public display as a politically self-destructive. It's terrible, 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 terrible. What clip? There's no clip. You don't have the clip, you jerks. Them jerk-offs didn't have the clip. I hate that. Bush beer? 81 million votes? My ass. It's funny how Obama said reps are all about the money while his contractors are still waiting for the money. That's right. They're still waiting. Clueless Joe Biden has to be directed off stage. He was lost. He didn't know where he was going. This $850 million eyesore that still hasn't been paid for. It's crazy. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. Ready?
Never zero your optic again.
What?
Yeah, because the U.S.
Center, as well as center.
All right, let's do this. Blow this up. Let's turn the volume up.
Center, as well as what you think about President Obama's legacy, as we discussed earlier in the show. And we're going to take your calls now. We're going to begin with Marilyn out in Sacramento, California. Hi, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Oh, so this ain't the fucking video. What are you doing? This is not the video. I bet Biden wasn't talking about Hunter's daughter from the stripper, or maybe wanted to sniff his granddaughter. What does the black market here, Jim, means? I don't know what you mean. You're talking about the black market. Did you know that George Bush wanted Kamala to win? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. What does black markets mean here, Jim? The black markets mean different things. The black market generally leans like under the table, stuff like that. But then the black markets they're probably talking about is the black community. This is not the fucking clip, man. This is not the clip. It's not the clip. This is not the clip. Where's the clip? Watch on X. All right, maybe this is the clip. All right. Maybe this is the clip. This is 43 seconds long. What is Biden doing? He thinks he's going to give a speech. Look at him. Oh, hey, what's up?
Look at my granddaughter.
Where's my granddaughter? Wow. Oh, look at how they take the camera off him. They're like, oh, shit, take the camera off him. We don't want people to know. Take the camera off him. Look at this. They take the camera off him. Nobody pays any attention to him. His wife just left him all alone. Where's my granddaughter? What's going on? They take the camera off him, and they don't want no one to know that he's lost. Like, we don't even know. How did he get off the stage? Did somebody have to come back and get him? Probably scrubbed. Yeah, and like the fact that they take it off. Where's his keeper? Yeah, where's the lady in a rabbit outfit? They walked off and left him behind. This is terrible what they did. No respect for Jill or Joe. I do have some sympathy for their kids when they were little, being raised by Joe and Jill. Yeah, I mean, you think like you think maybe that what Joe did to them kids, according to the daughter. The FCC uses that Mississippi River between the dividing line between East and West. Okay, he's looking for the teleprompter. Yeah. And those aren't Ray-Bans; they're aviators. Yeah. Maybe Jill will run for president. Maybe. All right. Let's see what Faux News has to say about it. Watch. Would-be second-term President Biden left searching for family on stage. It's probably the same thing, but let's see. Almost funny if it wasn't so sad. Yeah.
Look at my granddaughter.
Wow. Horrible. Wow. President Joe Biden was caught in an awkward moment. Yeah. It's horrible. You just don't know where he's going. You don't know what he's doing. Look at that. That was almost our president again. Look at that. It's like somebody watched Jeff Dunham. You guys know who Jeff Dunham is? The guy with the puppets. And he's got, the old Walter. We have Walter. Jeff Dunham's puppet Walter was literally our president. They hate Biden. If he wasn't so evil, I might feel sorry for him. And he's a former president. How effing embarrassing. You ain't kidding. Like, you didn't, believe it or not, yeah, Walter. Can whites get black cards also, Jim? Yes or no? I don't know. I don't know if they can, but they have to live in government housing. Bella-vision. That's right, Bella-vision. Bella-vision. Yeah, with Obama's hand up Biden's ass. You ain't kidding. It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy? And then PJ Media says, handlers abandoned confused Joe Biden during stage. Walter didn't smell kids. Yeah, he didn't. I want to hear his opinion on the auto pen portrait. Still wondering who actually would have been in charge again if he won. I'd like to hear him explain exactly what he pardoned Fauci about, what he pardoned Fauci for. Be nice. Not just his wife, but the whole evil cadre around him. Yep, they should all be in jail. I hate that I'm even talking about this event, but Biden's moment, it just is impossible to ignore. Video from the ceremony shows Joe Biden physically leading her husband onto the stage, which tells you everything you need to know about where things stand for old Joe before a single word was spoken. And things got worse. As the ceremony wound down, Obama strutted around playing air guitar to the music while Jill watched approvingly, then trailed him off stage. Joe, meanwhile, was left standing by himself at the podium, looking completely lost. He took his glasses off. Took his glasses off, and it's all downhill from there. Yes, it's all downhill from there. If you're a guy who voted for Biden, you need to allow someone to kick you in the nuts. That's the least you could do. Yeah. Near a tandem pardon Fauci. Well, that's the thing. We have to figure out who did it. If Biden did not authorize the pardons, then they're not good. You know, if it was done by her, then that's it. So that's the last thing viewers saw before they cut the feed, mysteriously cut the feed. We all watched Biden's presidency unravel in real time and recognize what went down. The wandering, the confusion, the blank stare into the void after the cameras were supposed to have stopped rolling. This is the same man that Demon Rats wanted and insisted were sharp as a tack. The moment up until the moment he wasn't allowed to run. Give the cameraman a break. He had 2 flatliners to record. They cut the feed. Yeah. Cut the feed. Yeah. Perhaps the worst thing is that Biden handler in chief wasn't anywhere to be found. Why does Jill look so aggravated? It's like she's surprised he got lost on stage. As she as usual, she shirked her duty of ensuring her husband wasn't embarrassed in public. It's despicable. Her access to the spotlight and VIP outings she adores is entirely due to him, and she can't even be bothered to be a decent wife. Yeah, she is a horrible person. Horrible person. The Obama Center opened came just a day after New York published an interview with Hillary Clinton in which she said the Biden running was a terrible mistake. Hey, Roselle, what's up? Thanks for stopping by tonight. Great to see you. He made a terrible mistake. He made a terrible mistake for himself, his legacy, and for the country, he said. That he had said he would not run again, and the counterfactual narratives are just always a bit tricky. But I believe that if he kept up that plan, that he wasn't going to run and going to pass the torch to the next generation, we would have had a real contest. Very sadly, I believe whoever emerged from that contest, whether it was a vice president or a governor, would have beaten Donald Trump. Oh, really? They would have, huh? They would have beaten him. Joe did cartwheels per some stupid nerdcasters. Yeah, probably. Only wet ink pardons was given to Hunter. All the others, who knows who approved them? That's what I heard. That only wet ink pardon went to Hunter and Hunter's uncle, Joe's brother. That was it. They usually kept Biden on meds to make him functional from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The narrative completely ignores that Hillary enthusiastically endorsed Biden's reelection bid when it actually mattered. She had every opportunity to say what she was saying today. That's right. They didn't say shit. They ignored everything. They ignored everything. So, I don't know. Have you guys heard anything about this movie? Armie Hammer's movie? Armie Hammer, I guess, put out a movie called Vigilante or Vigilance or something like that. And it was canceled. Starring canceled Armie Hammer, the provocative new drama. Citizen Vigilante asked whether cinema has become too afraid of political anger. No, I don't know. What? Hold on a second. Let me see if this will work. All right. Starring, so what? That's it? Seriously, you had me fucking sign up and this is what you do to me? Oh, you jerks. What a bunch of jerk-offs. Citizen Vigilante. This sounds like a movie I might want. Europe Has Fallen. Arm and Hammer baking soda. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Citizen Vigilante, outlaw director takes unflinching look at migrant violence. Yeah, but that was banned in Germany. So you can't accuse director Uwe Boll of having thin skin. Film critics have been brutal to the German filmmaker behind Rampage, House of the Dead, and Postal. He once challenged his harshest critics to a boxing match to settle the score. If I have 6 neo-Nazis raping a migrant girl, there will be no issues. Unfortunately, the criminal statistics show the opposite. Uh-oh. I have no anxiety with Trump. What I actually have is a need for him to get everything he wants and don't have any mistakes. Give nothing to his enemies. I'm going to watch this movie. This movie looks cool. He knows he'll never be any award season darling, so when a reviewer dubbed him a right-wing fascist over his latest films, he shook it off like a glancing uppercut. He saw those comments coming a mile away. Culture war TKO. Even Boll's pugnacious standard Citizen Vigilante is a culture war TKO. Armie Hammer, working his way back after personal revelations crush his career, stars as a man fed up with the migrant violence in Europe. So he decides to do something about it. Think Death Wish with an agenda no Hollywood studio would touch. It's not a German movie. It's not a German movie. What? Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? You're blocking this too? So he decides to do something about it. Good thing I pull up multiple links to try to cover one story about one thing I'm actually interested in. Newest movie is banned in Europe for inciting violence against migrants. It's been banned in Germany for its extreme violence and alleged anti-migrant message. The film, billed as a modern-day riff on Death Wish, is also being released in the U.S. on Friday by Quiver. They canceled Hammer's movie. Must have been pro-Trump. Yeah. Not one Health and Human Services official from the cabinet on down was pardoned except Fauci. We can go after all them for COVID. That includes Becerra. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea. The rating system refused to give it a rating in Germany, so now you can only watch it if you bring in Blu-ray from Austria or Switzerland. Starmer is out. Migrants are illegal. They're talking about the migrants in Europe. All the people, most of them are illegal. If it's banned in Europe, it must be good. And I think they did that on purpose. It was a deliberate censorship decision. I hired a lawyer to complain about it, but they didn't let me complain about it. They told me to go pound sand. That's what they do. That's how they do. That's how they do. I'm moving some links around real quick here. Citizen Vigilante, which belongs with the mother being stabbed to death by migrant criminals in front of her son, features Hammer as Sanders, an ordinary man who's enraged by the breakdown of law and order and decides to deliver vigilante justice to criminals and the corrupt officials that protect them. Oh, this sounds good. Hey, America First, thank you so much. Jim works hard for us. Please support him. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. With that, folks, that means we are now just $45 away, just $45 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Let me double check my phone real quick just to make sure there's nothing that I missed on the. Nope, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Thank you so much, America First. His targets are mostly, but not exclusively, migrants. Citizen Vigilante was inspired by the notorious case in Hamburg in 2016 when a group of teenagers gang raped a 14-year-old girl and left her for dead, only for the perpetrators to walk free with suspended sentences. The suspended sentences. I want the justice of Don Corleone. Give me justice. But you don't ask me for justice. You ask me to kill these men. Your daughter is still alive. Uwe is notorious for his crap. Films only get made because he knew how to work German government film funds. When application standards were raised, he almost lost all funding. I don't know. We're going to have to see it. I don't know. I'm going to watch it. Hey, look at this. Doc. What's up, Doc? Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Doc. Wow. With the 5 gifted memberships, that means now, folks, we are just $15 away. Just $15 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Thank you so much, Doc. Let's see who got those memberships. It says first down, 2 balls, third period, whatever that means. First down, 2 balls, third period, received a gift of membership. Blue Sky. Debbie Gradowski, Nerd Scuba Diver, Desert Rat, all received the gifted memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc. And then we got $5 from Renee Collins. I'm down. So that means, folks, right now we are just $10 away. Just $10 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. Just 10 away. We could add another hour. Thank you so much, everybody. Doc comes in and says, $2. Let's keep Jim rolling. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means right now we're just $8. Just $8 away. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Thank you for the $2. And go, Doc, go. Thanks, Doc. Yeah, perfect sound. Thank you. Yes, you rock, Doc. Thanks, Doc. All right. If you look at what happened in Hamburg, where the rapists walked free without any penalty, the coverage in the media was like, oh, the poor perpetrators. If it's as if we're living in a completely insane and absurd political environment, especially in Europe, where people have completely lost track. There's a huge difference between so-called hate speech and stabbing people in the neck, but facts don't matter anymore. It's absurd. It's how I feel politically. Now you're being told that if you're conservative about anything, social, sexual, political, that you're a Nazi. But this is how things stand at the moment. If you question anything, such as the hundreds of billions being pumped into Ukraine, then you're either a friend of Putin or a Nazi, or both. When the Telegraph asked him if he was a Nazi, Bull laughed before answering, I am not a Nazi. Doc, sorry, we got right here, Brian. Thank you, Brian Z, with $5. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. That means right now we are just $3 away, folks. Just $3 away from adding a first additional hour to the show. I don't know. Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Are we going to get the money? Are we going to get there? We get there. Yes, we did.
Tactical assessment. Red Chinese victory. Impossible. America will never fall to communist invasion. Communism is the very definition of failure.
Thank you so much, Hank. Let's see who got that gifted membership over there on the YouTubes. It says Archie, Aric Hutfels. Aric Hutfels. Aric Hutfels. A-R-I-C-H. Aric Hutfels. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, and then we got two more for Jim and Bellavision. Well, thank you so much, CF Rob, for that. That means, folks, we are now just $95 away from adding a second additional hour to the show. Well, thank you, everybody, because we're now just 95 away from a second additional hour. Not in chat or not chatting. Maybe. Let's see. Well, it'll eventually pop up. I'll ask them because I like to make sure I get people's names right. I don't like to get them wrong. So speaking about the decision to cast Armie Hammer, who faced several accusations of sexual abuse in 2021 in the lead role, Bull said it was because he's a great actor and also because he was canceled and wanted to work. He continued that he wasn't charged with anything. There was no lawsuit. He was just a guy who was famous and fucking around. He's a handsome, charismatic guy who could be James Bond. In fact, he'd be perfect for the part. Bull has his eyes on other actors who have fallen from grace. Take Kevin Spacey, for instance, one of the best actors working today. I'd love to cast him in a strong male lead in one of my pictures, but by doing so, I can guarantee the film would not get an American distributor. That's sad to say. To me, that's unfair. He won all the lawsuits and legal cases. Now he's stuck in these very cheap, exotic movies he's making now. I think he should come back and get another shot. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about Kevin Spacey making a comeback. I don't know how I feel about him making a comeback. But then again, what does it matter to me? Really? What does it matter to me? All right. Let's see. This is from Unilad. Armie Hammer's comeback film banned in Germany as he compares Hollywood exile to being crucified. It's a controversial movie. Comeback is banned in Germany. He denied any wrongdoing, while the LA District Attorney's Office ultimately concluded the actor would not face criminal charges due to insufficient evidence and complexity of relationship he had with the accuser. So the actor's father urged him to take the stand against the accusers at the time, but Hammer recalled saying, "Look, dude, I'm already on the cross. Nails are in my hands. I'm not getting off this cross no matter what we do." He denied any wrongdoing, so we'll have to see what happens. Why is this? They got fucking 2-minute ads, so now you're being told if you're conservative about anything, you're a Nazi. We saw all this stuff, so Jon Snow, hey. Kit Harington didn't find out his real name until he's 11 years old, so he really was like the bastard of the North, Jon Snow. Variety just says, Vigilante film's been banned in Germany for inciting violence against migrants. So I'm going to go see. I might go see this at the movie theaters. Honestly. So it's the same story. It's the same story, just repeated. All right. On to the next story, folks. What do you know? A report says a UK Prime Minister Starmer ready to quit, but source said he's still focused on the job. Looked it up and pay VOD in the US. No theatrical you could find. Seriously? Oh, it's not going to be released in the theaters in the US? That sucks. When's it coming out? I want to watch it. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Senior labor figures expect statement on the Prime Minister's future. Britain Observer newspaper said Prime Minister Keir Starmer was expected to resign on Monday and set out a timetable for his departure, though a government source said Starmer remained focused on getting on with the job of governing. The threat to Starmer's position, which has been building for months, increased sharply on Friday when his rival, Andy Burnham, won a seat in Parliament that would allow him to launch a former leadership challenge. The Observer report said Starmer was discussing the matter with his wife at Chequers. I think that's called Chequers. I think that's how it's pronounced. I could be wrong. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What am I missing? It says, Doc, send me a link. I see more than one channel. What are we talking about? I don't see anything Doc was saying about something. The British leader said on Friday he would not fight any challenge to his leadership and urged Labour not to tear itself apart with infighting. I haven't been to a movie theater since COVID. I did. What did I go see? I went the last movie I went to see at the movie theaters was that Daredevil Wolverine movie. Not Daredevil. Deadpool Wolverine movie. So Starmer led the center-left Labour Party to a landslide election in 2024, but has become deeply unpopular. God forbid that a movie that is true to life gets published. It's crazy, right? You're asking Doc for something. Okay. I didn't know if there was something I was missing. Prime Video, Apple TV, and Fandango home rent for $6.99. I like to buy it. I don't want to rent it. Promethean Action. Oh, you're giving them a channel of something to go see. All right. I think that's someone's. I'd like to see Young Washington. Be nice, right? Young Washington. It'd be nice. Would be nice. If he were to quit or be ousted, it would mean the country's installing its 7th prime minister in just over a decade, the highest turnover in 2 centuries, reflecting anger at successive government failures to improve public services and tackle issues like illegal immigration. More than 100 elected lawmakers in Starmer's party, roughly a quarter of all Labor representatives in the House of Commons, have publicly said they want him to quit or set out a timetable for his exit. What's that? Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Slayer was good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. The Observer report, which does not name its sources, that Starmer had reached the conclusion that his position was no longer tenable after speaking to cabinet ministers, advisors, donors, and trade union leaders. You can buy digital for $14.99. You know what I might do? Oh, you know what? Maybe what we'll do. Maybe what we could do is maybe we could do like a movie night on Rumble and watch it, even though that's highly illegal. Okay, I don't know. A 56-year-old Burnham, a 56-year-old career politician, is seen by many in labor as the most likely successor, whether through a negotiated transfer or a former leadership contest. Having built a power base within Labour as a mayor of Greater Manchester in northern England, he comfortably saw off the threat from Nigel Farage's right-wing populist party to win an election for a vacant parliamentary seat on Friday. They can't win a vacant seat. What the fuck, man? Burnham did not immediately make a formal challenge to Starmer, but used his victory to promise a new path for the country. Former Health Minister Wes Streeting is also willing to challenge Starmer. The Times reported Saturday that Burnham would sack Finance Minister Rachel Reeves if he were to become Prime Minister after his advisors concluded she did not represent a sufficient change of direction. Reuters could not immediately verify the report. We got this one here. Enough is enough. Fed up Scottish citizen goes on a machete rampage, stabs 5 Muslim migrants. Rupert Lowe, Farage is a fraud. Yeah, it wasn't like reform or restore or something like that you want, right? Restore, is it? Restore is the good one. Why did God give us all 10 commandments? All right. Rich does a politics show. It's also a good follow. It's a guest he has that are really good. How do people show movies on YouTube without getting copyrighted? No, Rumble. You can do it on Rumble. People do movie watches on Rumble all the time. That guy's channel that I do that Theory Thursday with on Saturdays, like I think he's probably going right now on Rumble. He does like a Saturday night double feature where he watches 2 movies on Rumble. I don't know. You're not supposed to technically do it on Rumble, but Rumble doesn't have the tech right now. And eventually Rumble's going to have to crack down. They're probably going to cancel a whole bunch of channels. Yeah, so one lefty to another. Yeah. England is done. Some town is trying to ban their national flags from public display because it frightens the migrants. Yeah, how can you do that? Oh, the movie Young Washington comes out July 3rd, if not mistaken. Well, that's awesome. I'll have to watch that too. You can delete the stream on Rumble after as a precaution. Adonis Paul does a racy Wednesday night show he deletes after and is okay. A lot of channels on here with content that YouTube would bend over. No, I know. People do a lot of, but they, like I'm saying, they do these like movie watches. They play music because there's no like automated system yet on Rumble, but they do tell you on Rumble, it says you can't play don't play copyrighted material and stuff like that. So eventually, Trump declares Rosie O'Donnell's mouth closed. Well, that's good. Yeah, that'll have the same amount of effect as the Iranians saying that the Strait of Hormuz is closed. What'd you say? Jet no sea? What about Jet? Wait, did I get blocked? Why would you get blocked? What are you talking about? Why would you get blocked? No, you're fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Pat, leave. I wasn't being mean. What are you talking about? What happened? Did I miss something? I don't see anything from Pat in a while. What is going on here? You're still here, just listening. Okay. I thought I missed something. I don't know. ABL channel went recently stupid over Carmelo Anthony. Yeah. I did see, if you guys know Nate the lawyer, he just did a video today earlier talking about since the videos came out about Carmelo Anthony, and now he's like, oh no, it's murder. It's definitely murder. This is bullshit. There was no jumping. There was no nothing. This is murder. It's 30. He actually thinks 35 years probably wasn't enough time for Carmelo Anthony. So this is the guy. Unchecked mass migration has a price, and the Muslim population are starting to pay it too. Friday night, a Scottish city of Edinburgh, inevitable happened. A fed-up white citizen reportedly had the wrong idea and went on a stabbing spree, apparently targeting Muslim migrants. Counter-terror detectives in Scotland are investigating the attacks after 5 people were injured. Oh, really? So busy night. I don't know. Okay, I gotta have to. They're playing music over it, so I'm gonna mute it. Let's see. Here he is. He's got a machete in his hand. This is crazy. He's just like walking around. Now they just cut to the people that are stabbed or something. A series of incidents across Edinburgh left 4 people injured. There's a broken out window. There's an axe. Huh. There's an axe and stuff there. Wow. Who is ABL? I'm confused. Who is ABL? Something lawyer? ABL? Or atheist black libertarian or something like that? Or atheist black lawyer? Is that what it is? Because he was black? Yeah. Falling down style. I don't know who ABL is. You'd have to tell me. I know there was other people, like a lot other people that was like very upset and very upset. Very upset. Anthony Brian Logan. Okay, I have no idea who that is. No clue who that is. Is that like a bad thing? That I don't know who it is? Wow. I want to remind everybody too, we're approaching 2 hours, but could everybody hit the like button? Because like we're like 40 likes short here. We need like 40 likes. ABL is eat up from the feet up for Carmelo. Okay. You unsub because of Carmelo thing. It's not what he thinks, but what he said about the people who differ from what he thought. I don't know who that is. Sort of, and increasingly despite the facts coming out, but no, he didn't have a stand a chance a year ago. There was no evidence. Yeah, Nate did. Charleston White did the same thing. Yeah. Someone tried to stream the UFC fight and it was shit canned right away every attempt. You talk about on Rumble? Well, maybe they had a deal. It depends on certain things. Maybe they were watching for that. He has a very successful YouTube channel. Okay, well, I have no idea who he is. Big streamer. Anthony Brian Logan, big streamer. The only Logan I know is Logan Paul. I don't know. On Rumble. Wow. Rumble usually doesn't do that. They must have had something. They must have been, maybe they have a deal with the UFC. That could be the only thing. Will the cardboard cutter also be in Switzerland? Not sure. Oh, Ank's saying not all of them. So they didn't get all the streamers trying to do it. Some Brits have had enough. Yeah. Rumble has a UFC deal. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, Nick was still going in on Kurt not that long ago, but I did notice Kurt barely posts or join LawTube streams. Like, I don't know. Like, Kurt needs to just loosen up, man. Kurt needs to loosen up, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Anthony Brian Logan, often known as ABL, is an African-American conservative political commentator, YouTuber, independent journalist, writer. Oh, okay. Don't know. All right, let's see. What else is going on here? There's a guy with the knife, and he's yelling at people. He's just walking with his sword. What's he doing? He's chasing people. They're trying to kick in doors, breaking windows. Wow, this is like falling down shit, but this is worse because this guy like lost it. Look at him. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. He can't even kick down the door. They're putting down the metal screens. He's got an axe in one hand and a machete in the other. Wow, that's crazy. Crazy. Scotland police Scotland, not Scotland Yard. The Ricada thing was very disappointing, but worse. We as friends. Okay, never mind. It's not for me. He's been around a long time. No, not a bad thing. He's good Southern egg for the most part. He takes calls at the end of his streams. Okay. This is so bad. Yeah, I mean, it's not good. They're going to use this to crack down on everybody, and they're going to say, like, basically, you can't protest, you can't talk. They're going to use this to say you can't even talk about the migrant rapes or the crime because you're just going to make more people do what this guy did if you talk about it. So they're going to crack down more on speech. Braveheart, yeah. Will the contractors put a lien on the Obama mausoleum? If I had a bet on it, I'd say no. I would say no because the unions will not be happy. Yep, for sure, crack down. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Has the Nick Shirley filed a lawsuit against the Nick Shirley Act bill? I don't think they actually named it that. I think they're just saying that. 36-year-old white Scottish man is being investigated by counterterrorism. So I guess this is him being arrested now.
Focus, protecting the country from these fucking miserable bastards, raping our young daughters, raping our kids. Enough is enough. I have had enough.
All right, well, I'm gonna turn it up because you can hear him talking. I don't know if you can hear him talking or not. I want to make sure you can hear him talking.
Focus, protecting the country from these fucking miserable bastards, raping our young daughters, raping our kids. Enough is enough. I have had enough.
He's had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Image shows the man being detained by Scottish police officers while he rants on protecting the country from these fucking Muslim bastards raping our young daughters. While no one in their right mind can support this kind of behavior, this is an inevitable consequence of the migrant invasion and the widespread rapid epidemic affecting the British Isles. The video posted on social media appears to show a shirtless man carrying a long weapon roaming a street, battering a restaurant door. Another witness video seemed to show the man on the ground shouting, protecting the country while being held by a police officer. Wow, is that what it showed? He's been arrested after a series of violent attacks appear to target Muslims, which left by people in. Let's see how the news is going to talk about it. I'll turn the volume down a little bit just so it's not too loud.
A man has been arrested after a series of violent attacks across Edinburgh that have left 5 people injured. Police say incidents involving assaults, threats, robbery, and vandalism were reported in several parts of the city. Counter-terror officers are now leading the investigation. The Scottish Association of Mosques say Muslims were targeted, and it has left the community in shock.
Yeah, community's in shock. Yeah, no. Do I think they're going to crack down on the Muslim pop? No. No, they're going to crack down on anybody that's complaining about all the rapes and murders and all the shit. They're going to crack down on anybody talking about it. Not that Karen says, just saw the news stories of 12 people hurt in a mass shooting in Chirac. It's actually 13 people. 13 people. 12 people were at the scene. One guy drove himself or whatever, went and came later. But I actually have the story. It's a area of Chicago known as Englewood, and they were celebrating Juneteenth the only way they know how. I have the story a little later. We'll probably get to it. Thank you. Make cane swords legal again. Yeah.
Well, the group said in a statement, the attacks in Edinburgh are also the latest in an alarming pattern of hostility and violence directed towards Muslims, mosques, and Islamic institutions across Scotland. In recent months, communities have witnessed mosques being targeted,
For the past 10 years or longer, Muslims have been raping and murdering English women. This is ridiculous. Fuck you with your Islamophobia bullshit. It's not Islamophobia. You motherfuckers have been raping and pillaging England. Normally, when a Muslim goes off and kills a bunch of people, the media does a segment how Muslims are great. It's strange, right? How Muslims are great. It's great. They're awesome. Yeah.
Incidents directed at Muslim communities and the broader rise in anti-Muslim rhetoric, both online and offline. There is a profound sense of shock, alarm, and anger within Muslim communities across Edinburgh and Scotland today. These latest attacks are deeply disturbing. However, they do not exist in a vacuum. Right, let's find out more about this from our correspondent, Phoebe Southworth. Phoebe,
what do you think? They're going to say anything? Are they going to say anything about the report that just came out that 250,000 British women and girls were raped by Muslims over the past decade or so, since 2014, I think it was? Anything? You think they're going to say anything about that? About the report? Mostly kids. The problem is UK are the cops. They're bitches. Yeah. The Third Crusade. We need more. Well, I think this would be like the 5th or 6th, but anyway. They'll tell you all about his biometrics and details, but the Muslim who threw the baby in a crocodile pit, he was just a 30-year-old man. Yeah, they did. You saw that story, right? And they let him out already. They let him out because they said he was mentally unwell. Association of Mosques. Yeah, well, that's their political operation. Yeah. More chicks to defend invaders. Yeah, that's what they do. They make faces. Hey, Spuds, what's up? Thanks for being here.
What else do we know about this?
Yes, as you said, Barbara, 5 men attacked in Edinburgh. They were all aged in their 20s and 30s, and 3 were hospitalised because of their injuries, but thankfully they're not life-threatening. Well, this all unfolded over a 40-minute period in the city at very differing locations that were miles apart. So it all started at 8:50. There were reports of an incident in the Sighthill area of the city. 2 men were injured and taken to hospital. 3 more men were then attacked at retailers in west and north of Edinburgh, very different locations to the original one, like miles away. At 9:30, the suspect was then detained. Well, Police Scotland said they've arrested this 36-year-old white man, they've specified.
White
and
man,
he remains in
yes,
custody. They said there's no further threat to the public, but counter-terrorism policing Scotland are investigating. And the force, Police Scotland did say, as well as it being a shocking attack, that they want to send a clear message of support to communities, that there's no place for racism or faith-based hate in Scotland, and that we are at our best when we stand together. So perhaps an indication there of the line of inquiry they're taking with their investigation.
Of course, diversity is our strength. Yeah. Muslim is not a race. It consists of all races. This is 100% true. Whenever they leave race out of it, it's a confirmation that it's non-white. Yeah, that's the Coulter rule, right? Isn't that the Coulter rule? Whenever they leave race out, you know the race. Or, you know, it's not white. They always say if it's white. Always say if it's white. Not wishing harm, but I wonder if those white liberal women change their tune if they get raped by a follower of the greatest prophet. No, Jim, they're not going to say anything derogatory against the Muslims and wonder why people are fed up. I vote that we bring all the Irish and Scottish who want to live here and send the third world trash there. Why though? Why, Maxie? Thanks for being here. But why are the Scottish not entitled to a homeland? Why are the Irish not entitled to a homeland? I mean, everyone else gets a homeland, except for what? If you're white, you don't get a homeland? You know, why can't the Italians be for Italy be for Italians? Why can't Germany be for Germans? Why can't Poland be for the Poles? Scotland be for the Scots? England be for the English? Greenland be for the Americans? Netherlands is a very tiny country. They built 500 mosques for Muslims. Let that sink in. Yeah, well, they're being conquered. They tried to conquer by force. And now they conquered by taqiya. Nobody's asked nor disputed what a Muslim is. Do you know any race can be Jewish? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that is that true. I thought you had to be like you thought your mother had to be Jewish to be Jewish. Nah, we full. Yeah. If the Muslim community would police themselves and hold their people accountable, this wouldn't happen. Well, they don't. They don't. Hell no, they think they deserve it for all the oppression they had to atone for. Freaking mental patients. It is crazy. Sammy Davis Jr. was Jewish. Yeah, he was a convert to Jew. I believe he was a convert, but I don't. Any race except Kenites, Satan's strain. George Orwell saw this coming. Oh, he did. Oh, 6-day creation. Push or pull start. Not sure. Depends. Jewish religion, yeah. Jewish genes, no. It is true. Okay. I thought I brought that up to Joe one time, and he told me that Orthodox Jews don't believe people can actually convert. The problem about them policing themselves is it's okay for Islamics to do whatever they want to non-Islamists. Yeah, they believe it. That's what they believe it. Cain was kicked out, and he went and made it with them. I agree, but we would be stronger with them. My children's ancestors are from Edinburgh, and I'm Irish. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I want, you know, this needs to be pushed back on a global scale. Like America is at the point right now where we need to secure our masks, all right, before we can help anybody else. And by masks, I'm being figurative. You know, it's not literal. I'm not talking about wearing a mask. I'm saying we need to save America, because if America falls, the rest of the world is done for. And these other places, people need to stand up and fight for their country, fight for their rights. You gotta fight for your right to be whitey. It's a jihad. It is. It's totally a jihad. There are primarily men of Pakistani South Asian heritage, most of whom are Muslim. Well, yeah. Yeah, I can't believe too, like that Joe, like when I was on Joe's show on Thursday and we were talking about the acid attack that happened in New Jersey, and I was like, well, it's probably a Muslim. It's kind of, he's like, what do you mean? Muslims don't do that. I'm like, and I had to show him, I'm like, what are you talking about? It was crazy. And I'm like, you don't realize that this is like a thing, and like, especially like Pakistan, India, you know, area, anywhere there's Muslims in that area, and in the Asia area, you know, Iran. And one of the main stories about it is from Iran and stuff like that. They do outnumber us vastly. Who outnumbers us vastly? You can convert to Islam, doesn't make you Arab. Same with Jewish, doesn't make you a member of a Jewish tribe. My ancestors were Roma. Some became Catholic, some became Jewish. It depends on where the economics of the time. Okay. Cain is not an Adam's lineage. Joe thinks it's genetics that makes Jews genetically superior. Isn't it Cain? I thought it was Cain like that. I don't know. We are an armed nation. They are defenseless. Who was the acid thrower? It hasn't been identified yet. They arrested one kid that was 16, but there were 2 kids on a moped came and threw acid on like 6 or 7 girls aging from like 16 to 24 in Jersey City, New Jersey, which is shocking to find out. There's actually of all the stats that I've seen says there's more Christians than Muslims in the world. Big Daddy Kane, yeah. It's Kane. Hey, Prince of the Air, what's up? How you doing? Only 15 to 70% of Israel are pure Hebrew. I don't know. It's really, I don't know why we're even talking about this. Sorry. So that's what's going on there. You know, Dublin, airships explode in RAF after Algerian migrant rapes a 10-year-old girl. Well, I would think so. Citizens have had enough. The police protect the illegals. Wow. This was from last year. Okay, never mind. Here we go. Another story. Keep it moving. Christians are better armed. You miss Joe's dad. He's an interesting dude. Yeah, great logic. Yeah. My Irish and Italian ancestors are all dead, and I don't give a fuck about foreign legacies because I'm 3rd generation American. All right, well, that's good. I'm just saying that they should have a homeland. You know, why wouldn't it be? Islam is the fastest growing religion and could take over Christianity. Yeah, it can, but Christianity actually seems like it might be making a resurgence, so we'll see. Lies, damn lies, and statistics. Yep, there you go. Are there African Germans, African English, African Italians? Are we the only country that does this? Seems like we're the only country that does this. Their lineage is written in the book. Bloodline is pure. Globalists definitely know there's more of them than us, hence they want to disarm us, then boom, global takeover. All right, Dan. Not according to the Bible. You can't make this up. Literal pro-algae protesters stormed the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool to oppose the Trump cleanup. Like, can you believe this? Have you heard about this? Do you know about this? Yeah. Right here. President Trump announces the arrest of individuals who poured corrosive chemicals into the Lincoln pool. So now the contractor has to go back, drain it, repair. On top of that, they're cutting and peeling it. This is crazy. The Jews in the Bible aren't the same as the Jews that exist today. Bible. The records of lineage was destroyed in 70 BC when the temple was destroyed. South African Africans. Green lives matter. Yes, totally. Oh, hey, what's up? We've been going 2 hours and 15 minutes. I need to reset the goal. Religion is exo-political problem. The creator needs no religion. However, gods require it. They are not the creator. So I'm going to reset the goal for another hour because we did hit the goal. I believe we are 95 away from a second hour. I believe. So I'll reset the goalie goal for 1 hour. We are $95 away from adding another hour. Thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you, everybody. Many joined in Exodus. Interesting. That's effed up about Jersey. Didn't hear the acid story. Yeah, it just happened it happened a couple days ago, but the stories are like they're like trying to bury it, and they're not saying like even the race or not. They're not saying anything about who the attackers were or the victims. So I mean, that to me says not white people. Black hats at their little box on their head with the leather straps around their arm. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about now. Bible. Yeah, Bible. Get rid of protected classes. It's nonsense. They've arrested at least 2 people for cutting and peeling the line or 2. Leftists are nuts. Yep, they have. They've arrested. They did. They arrested a. Where is it? They arrested a. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. All right, sorry. They've also poured corrosive and destructive chemicals in the pool. The reflecting pool was never so beautiful. So let's hear. Is this going to be I'm talking about it? All right, maybe.
Example of that, right? I feel like we saw that writ large, but the reflecting pool is that in miniature. I spent all day thinking about this, looking at these pictures.
This reflecting pool is falling apart before our eyes.
You literally heard one reporter there say this is Iran in miniature. The reflecting pool, Iran in miniature. Okay, well, President Trump responding to that last part saying, quote, Jonathan Karl was seen sticking his hand into the pool and trying to rip the rubber off the surface. The algae is 75% gone and the condition will soon be completely remedied. Well, that hasn't stopped the New York Times from doing a deep dive into the contractor who was hired to purify the pool. But I'm curious, are they worried about algae at the Taj Mahal? Are they planning on testing the water quality of the reflecting pool at the 9/11 memorial? What about the Trevi Fountain in Italy? We look forward to seeing those reports. You know, what else we're looking forward to seeing? Well, deep investigations into things that actually matter. But we should not be surprised because this is par for the course for the media.
Yeah, it predates these arrests. Yeah, these people are doing it still. They're going and pulling it up. So dumb. CNN, the pool guys by Stupid McStupington. It is. Life on this particular earth has been hijacked by gods who tempered our DNA and therefore broken cosmic law of non-interference. Okay. God's chosen people. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. They need to get a severe punishment. Well, I think it will be a severe punishment. So yeah, Trump says they're pouring ass and stuff in it. So it's been revealed that Iran is publicly bluffing about closing the Strait. The U.S. says it can't close it because they don't control it.
Says it has closed the Strait of Hormuz, alleging that the U.S. and Israel are violating this memorandum of understanding. It comes after new violence in southern Lebanon between the IDF and Hezbollah. So the IDF claims that Hezbollah fired more than 50 projectiles at Israeli forces in southern Lebanon overnight. According to Lebanon, today Israeli strikes killed at least 16 people there, including 2 children. As a result, the IRGC is now warning ships not to approach the waterway. Although a senior U.S. defense official tells Fox the IRGC cannot close the waterway since they don't control it. The U.S. controls it. Vice President J.D. Vance appeared earlier today on Fox saying that he's seen no evidence of Iran trying to close the strait.
As you guys know, one of the things the president has set us out to do as a high priority is to open the straits. That's now happened. We actually got 16 million barrels of oil out of the Straits of Hormuz yesterday. That is a record.
Of course, as it has.
All right. So let's see. President says it may have to drain it to repair. The Trevi Fountain is beautiful. Leave that one alone. The media does not want to be called the enemy of the people, but here they are again, rooting against the country. This time it's the pool. The creator has no chosen people. It loves all. It is creation. I visited back in 96. It smelled and the shit was gross. There was someone who said, where was it? That he grew up there. Where is it? I know I saw it. It said I grew up there. They're only pro-algae because Trump is cleaning up the reflecting pool. I saw someone, where is it? Where is it? I grew up in D.C. and the reflecting pool was always gross. Well, here's the problem. They need to have some kind of circulating pumps to make the water moving, and that way they can put chemicals in it. They used to put chlorine in it, but then when they found out it was leaking and it was going into like some river or something, the EPA and other people freaked out, and so they can't use chlorine anymore because they're worried about it damaging aquatic life. Iran is selling the hell out of oil to China. You never hate the media enough. Make money floating around selling hot dogs. Well, anyways, yeah. So the problem is that the water has to be calm for it to make the reflecting thing like they want. It can't be like have ripples and moving around because it won't have like a nice reflection. That's why they want it to be like a calm, flat surface. So they need to figure out something like aerators, or maybe at night they need to have pumps that run and circulate the water and clean it and stuff and move it around so that it's not like, because if you run pumps like on your pool, you only have to run pumps like 6 to 8 hours a day to keep it from forming algae and stuff like that, and then cleaning and stuff like that. So if they just treated it with chlorine, or bromine or something like that, and then had pumps that ran at night that circulate the water, that way all the water got ran. That way you make sure that it could, like, whatever amount of time it takes so that every gallon of water in the pool gets filtered while at night, while it's, no one's there looking at it, then it would never have a problem. And clearly there's pipes that have algae, there's pumps and stuff. They just need to run them. Yeah. There is a pump house that's not working properly on the list for repairs. Yeah. Combine those named and they only cover a quarter of the reflecting pool, plus they're constantly fast flowing waters. A pool vacuum. Yeah, they got to do stuff like that. The new invention called timers. Yeah, that's what they need to do. Just have it run at night. That way they could, the apostles inspired by the Holy Spirit. That's who wrote the Bible. I saw someone said they used river water as opposed to treated city water, and that's where the problems are partly. Yeah, that they're not allowed to put like treated water in or anything like that. Like that's why they had to use they had to get special permission to use the peroxide. All right, and like I would just shock the shit out of it with chlorine. That's what I would do. I'd be like, fuck off. The issue is the source of the water. As long as it comes from the nasty water, it'll always be nasty. Yeah. How about fill it and use the millions to house some vets? Well, they could do that. It's Potomac River water, and the Potomac is nasty. They're using peroxide. Yeah, it's gross. Obama cured the algae. No, he didn't. It was gross. I saw the pictures. It was gross. They need to incorporate UV lights. They need to do, there's tons of things they could do. Everything's gone to pot since DC got around, whatever. They did a bunch of stuff. So, stolen land. This one. It's revealed that Dacalupo allowed. Okay, yeah. So, that one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is good. Scott Jennings. You believe algae didn't exist when Barack Obama was president?
You believe that algae didn't exist when Barack Obama was the president. Is that right?
I believe that once he invested in the beautification of that specific part, what we did not see was a takeover that was blue and green within 36 to 48 hours after the investment happened. Because we just didn't see anything happen.
Just for 1.6 billion years, algae has existed in stagnant pools on planet Earth, but not during the Obama administration.
What I'm saying is that it was treated, which is what Donald Trump could have done before he invested millions of American taxpayer dollars when Americans are fighting to put food on the tables for their families.
I learned something tonight. I didn't realize that President Obama had cured algae when for 1.6 billion years algae had been undefeated. So I've learned something this evening. Look, here's the deal.
Can I say that I think part of it was that the president was coming out and he has talked about these projects so much. I mean,
they have pictures of it. Whatever. They have pictures of it from when Obama did it. Here it is. It's Q CNN 2012 video investigating all the algae problems plaguing a reflecting pool. Lincoln's Memorial Reflecting Pool woes. CNN. What do you know?
AWS AI is moving business forward. It's how Audi takes vehicles.
So The Lincoln Memorial woes. I guess it's a video. We're going to have to wait for the fucking ads to come off. Anyway, sorry about that. This is what the pool looked like as soon as here comes resting bitch face. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to her anymore listen to her anymore because she's a fucking lying. See you next Tuesday. Wow,
There's plenty to take pictures of in downtown Washington, D.C. The Lincoln Memorial, the World War II Memorial, and then there's this. Folks snapping photos of the reflecting pool.
It's really sludgy up this end.
And what's in it?
It's disgusting. It's not right.
Algae.
It smells like wet dog down here, you know. When my dog came home from the stream, he always smelled like this, so it's gross.
The Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool reopened at the end of August to great fanfare after a $34 million renovation that lasted nearly 2 years. But less than a month later, the famous pool of water is full of algae.
So that's what, remember she said, no, I don't remember it being algae right away. Plus they know people have been putting fucking fertilizer in there. People have been dumping fertilizer into the reflecting pool, which makes algae grow. So that's what it is. Like, they completely cleaned it and covered it, but somebody's been dumping. They found the phosphate levels in the reflecting pool were insanely high. Somebody's been dumping liquid fertilizer in it. Probably the same people that were dumping stuff onto the lawn that says, yeah, people throwing shit into it. Yeah, people are throwing shit into it. They were the same people who went and tried to carve 8647 with some kind of grass killer or something like that in the lawn. All right. They caught it. It was on camera just a couple days ago. And somebody tried it. They put poison or something on the grass. Those same people, it's a group. These people are fucking psychos. And they've been dumping fucking fertilizer in there to make Trump look bad. CNN found the fertilizer. Yeah, CNN did their samples. And they're like, whoa, wow, this has very high concentration of fertilizer in it. How did that happen? Yeah, they're fucking faggot commies. Yeah, they are. They need to be put in jail, locked up for a long fucking time. Yeah. You think someone dumped something? Yes, they know someone dumped something. That's what I'm saying. They did the testing. They know that it's in there. They know that it's in there. They know that it's in there. They know it's in there. Trump got some law passed about harming monuments. Yeah, it's 5 years in prison. It's 5 years in prison.
Algae are simple organisms that thrive in areas where there is heat and sunlight. You have plenty of that here.
The water may not look great, but it doesn't pose a health or safety hazard. It's really just the yuck factor.
If it's sunny, if it's really warm, it will rise to the top. So on some days, depending on the weather, you will see algae at the top, and it looks like small islands of algae.
But why has algae suddenly become a problem? The reflecting pool was renovated to fix cracks and leaks, but it also included installing a system to draw water from the nearby tidal basin into the pool instead of using city drinking water. Algae naturally grows in the tidal basin. Plus, the renovated pool holds less water. That shallow depth is a perfect condition for algae to grow. A bit of an embarrassment for the Park Service.
So it's really a shame. Obama fucked it all up. Obama fucked it all up. Oh, good grief. Not just pouring fertilizer in, but actually pouring in algae. Yeah. Well, the algae, they're saying they're getting it. This is news. All this going on, and this is news. But that's CNN covering it and doing this. They're trying anything. Algae's a problem now because Trump is president, nothing else. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They're trying. That's why I'm showing this is a news story from 2012, right? This is a news story from 2012. Showing what it looked like less than a month after it reopened from Obama's big renovation.
Shame that they hadn't planned out this a little bit better so you wouldn't have algae growing after all this time and money.
So for the National Park Service, it's cleanup time.
The filtering system is taking out a lot of it, but there is, as I say, we were surprised by the magnitude of the algae, so we're going to have to actually manually remove some of the algae.
The Park Service won't use chemicals because the reflecting pool water can flow back into the tidal basin. A park spokeswoman says they're adjusting the ozone levels to correct the problem. But in the meantime, the reflecting pool is not reflecting much of anything. Lisa Sylvester,
Gross.
CNN.
I mean, why? Why is it connected to the tidal basin? What are you fucking doing? Just put regular water in it. Just put regular water in it. Chlorinated water. Block it off from the tidal basin. Put regular water in it. Jesus, what the hell's going on? I mean, they could have redirected storm sewers to go into it and it would have been better. Jesus. So yeah, yet another deranged leftist has been arrested for tampering with the pool. He attempted to grab a hose out of the NPS's hand as they were vacuuming the algae. Where is the legacy media? This is crazy. Weirdos. Yeah, copper kills algae, throws pennies in there. That's what they should do, right? So it's salt water? No, because it's from the tidal basin.
What's happening?
It's the tidal basin. It's the tidal basin from the river, so it's past the point of where it would be salt. It's not even brackish water. It's not even brackish water. It's so far up. It's more like swamp. This area, basically, nobody realizes this area of Washington, D.C. has all been filled because it was all swampland. They would murk their grandma if it meant anti-Trump story for 3 days. Yeah, you're right, Dan. You're right. Big Mike used it as a toilet because the White House toilet seats were too small, is what I heard. But fluoride would hurt the environment. D.C. doesn't have the brightest people. I watched P6 and he shows Washington Daily. It's a little green, but not with these video shows. It was cleaning it up. They were cleaning it up. They just have to move it around and vacuum it out. But the problem is that it keeps flowing more water in from the tidal basin. And goes out to the tidal basin. It's basically connected with pipes. And that's why it's a different level and all this stuff. It's not as deep as it used to be. Just imagine being that much of a TDS rot loser. You ain't kidding. Ecological loonies. DC is a swamp. Yeah, it is. It's literally a swamp. Penny has barely any copy and it mostly zinc. Well, old pennies. Old pennies pre-1960 pennies or something like that, right? Leftists are seen as brave revolutionaries. Congress proves it every day. Pennies that have stopped making. Yeah, you need older pennies. Old pennies. He said old pennies. Yeah, old pennies. At one time, perhaps they got the water changed frequently because it did come from the river, but nowadays there are too many fertilizers in the river water too. Yeah, well, they didn't. That's the thing, Prince. They didn't. When Obama did this renovation in 2012, all right, is when they changed it from city water to the tidal basin because, they're like, oh, because they had these green weirdos saying, oh, we're using treated water. We're wasting drinking water. We shouldn't be using fresh water. We need to be using the river water. That way it doesn't matter. And Obama spent twice as much as Trump. Yeah, he did. Yeah. I do blame the parts circus for not anticipating sabotage and having security cameras and stuff. Yeah. Put them in the pool next time. Just get copper ingots. Yeah. That's what you could do. Yeah. They should make sure the pipes, maybe they need to have the pipes all made out of copper. That would help. The U.S. has stopped producing new pennies, but they remain legal tender. We'll continue circulating it. Next subject, pennies are copper plated nowadays. Yeah, no, but you could old pennies. If you had older pennies, I think it's like 62 or 64 is when they stopped using copper. Yeah, oh fuck. Well, that's your problem. Yeah. Even before the 2012 renovation, reflecting pool was nasty. Is this the canoe guy? I don't think this is the canoe guy, no.
I think that's really funny. I think that's a joke. It's funny.
This guy goes over to grab the hose or does something, fucking with the hose, and they arrest him.
Yes, go grab one. Am I free to go? What are you holding this for? What?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know I couldn't interfere with them. And that's a very expensive. That bike he's riding is, it says Cannondale on it, Lab 71. That's like a $4,000 or $5,000 bike. That's a very expensive bicycle.
Stop sign.
Oh, okay. What I was trying to illustrate is your typical smartass maintenance man would say, well, that's your problem. Yeah, when you say, well, that's going to cost a lot of money. That's your problem. That's your problem. Yeah. So he probably works at the Pentagon. Keep locking him up. Yeah. And it says, happening now. Blue Lives Matter says happening now. He found out. He definitely did. Bicycle shorts. I didn't know I couldn't assault a federal employee. Yeah. Because it would be obvious to just about anybody else. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. Bicycle clothes always makes me laugh. He ain't going fast or far enough for that shit to matter. Copper lines and high voltage. Yeah, they should just put acid in there. Yeah. Bike tires and hoses are bitter enemies, made worse by one of those stuck-up elite bike riders. Happening now, DC police have started making felony arrests after green-haired liberals entered the reflecting pool and began dumping loads of live algae. They also intentionally peeling paint from the pool as Antifa anarchists cause chaos on dirt bikes in an attempt to distract. So that means they're working as a conspiracy to do it. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. You know, we're told law enforcement from the area is descending on the pool now. I don't know. What am I seeing? It looks like people cleaning the pool. I don't know. Did you see anything? Libs are dumping live algae. Not in any organized or significant way. Oh, okay, great. Imagine being so uneducated you don't realize Grok doesn't work on real-time data and arrests. Yeah, apparently an actual video needs Grok these days. But yeah, because it's not like people are posting stuff that might in fact be inaccurate. People posted COVID vaccines were safe. Yeah, they did. So, yeah. Pro algae people. We'll get back to this now. Yeah, put Rex 84 to work against these assholes. We are the nursery and psychiatric care for the left. Yeah. That's crazy. Starting to think the pool itself is the bait. It might be. Could be. The latest chapter on Unhinged Trump derangement system. A group of far-left activists has turned the Lincoln Memorial pool, reflecting pool, into a bizarre battlefield. There are street tunnels under the pools now, so deepening it is out of the question. We have reached peak circus here. This is crazy. Brace yourself. Pro-algae protests are taking place.
Algae, let's go! 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 Let's go! Algae, let's go! Let's go! Algae, let's go! Let's go! Algae! God sent the algae! Don't play God! Don't play God!
Wait a minute, but don't play God, but these are the people that want to kill all the babies. This doesn't make any sense. What does this even mean? These people are beyond retarded. I know. They hate America. That's what it's all about. Yes, that's what it's all about. Where's that woman from? Because she doesn't sound American to me. She should be sent back wherever she's from. Yeah, the left is having a pro-algae protest right now at the reflective pool. Maybe Trump could say he's pro-air and pro-breathing. That would take care of this.
Art is smarter than MAGA. 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 Why did we make scientists great again before we did this? It's a waste of taxpayers' money and the hypocrisy among
The reason she's wearing a mask is so you can't identify her. All right, that's why. Because she's not a fucking citizen. I'll put money on it.
Republicans is galling, and I am fed up of living in a country where this stupidity
Go back where you fucking came from, then.
is normalized.
Sorry. Pro-algae agitators storm the...
I'm Christina Owayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories.
Let's go, algae! Let's go, algae! Let's go, algae!
A group of pro-algae agitators took to the streets in Washington, D.C., chanting in support of the algae that has resurfaced in the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, yelling, quote, "Algae lives matter." Take a listen.
Yeah, okay. Trump's next PSA should be, I highly advise people against putting a bag over your head and sealing it. Yes. Yes. Trump should say, I highly advise against drinking bleach. It won't work. Don't do it. Leftists are happy living in a dump. Look at their cities. Object is to let them do what they want to keep Americans fighting amongst themselves so they don't have to turn on the government. Yeah, that's what they want. Yeah, pool the pool. Yeah, pool cultist. Yeah. Haiti. Send her back to Haiti. That's where she's from. Send her back. Ah, the irony. Isn't it? Very low production value. Asylums would be nice. What is it about the algae? What is it all about, algae? Don't fret, though. The creators assured me that she is not going to allow these NWO fucks to succeed. They will hang themselves by their own hand. Trust the creator. The Black Lagoon, pool tools. Yeah, it's like Antifa members standing there declared terrorists and no one arresting them. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And people around the world see this and know we are a clown show. Yeah, I think the Iranians see this and go, why the fuck would we be worried about these guys? They can't even, got idiots doing this stuff.
Let's go, algae! Let's go! Algae! Let's go, algae! Let's go! Algae! Let's go, algae! God sent the algae!
Don't play God!
Don't play God!
God sent the algae!
God sent the algae!
There are rumored reports that two Antifa members showed up in the overnight hours to dump the algae into the reflecting pool. However, those claims have not been confirmed by authorities. President Donald Trump decided to clean up and restore the reflecting pool that was leaking and filled with poop, algae, and everything else from prior administrations. He had crews resurface the concrete floor with a blue waterproofing material and install a new ozone nanobubbler filtration system. Secretary Burgum's office saying, quote, "The advanced nanobubbler technology very effectively killed the algae that has plagued every Lincoln reflecting pool reopening, most infamously Obama's reopening since 1922. The reflecting pool water is crystal clear, and our National Park Service team is now vacuuming up the dead algae resting on the bottom of some parts of the reflecting pool, just like the destroyed Iranian Navy resting at the bottom of the Persian Gulf." U.S. Interior Press reinforced the success, saying, quote, "The photos below show how the nanobubbler technology and vacuuming have been incredibly effective, making the water crystal clear with the American flag blue coating shining brightly on the bottom of the pool. As our National Park Service team noted, the reflecting pool is now so blue that the fake news media, which has been staked out at the reflecting pool for weeks, has fled. Previous administrations, most notably under Obama, failed to maintain the reflecting pool properly, leaving it murky, green, and filled with algae and poop. President Trump directed the latest renovation to finally address leaks and algae, making the landmark clean and beautiful again. Crews completed the refill this month, and as expected with any major restart after construction, residual algae from dormant supply lines appeared. The nanobubbler technology killed it effectively. National Park Service teams then vacuumed the dead algae from the bottom, exactly as the administration described. The result is now crystal clear water with the American flag blue bottom fully visible. That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Owayo.
Oh, okay. As the Gateway reported, the algae drama follows left-wing vandals slashing the new sealant on a pool and scrawling 8647 threats, widely understood as a call to eliminate the president. Parks police are investigating 8647 inscription on the sealant of the Lincoln Memorial. We discovered writing just now while walking on the edge of the pool. Oh, look at someone scrapped 8647 in there. Oh, what do you know? There should be cameras watching this at all times. You know, I don't understand how there's not cameras watching this at all times, seeing this stuff. LGBT, yeah. Well, they do have National Guard patrolling it. They put cameras up. I guess we all learned something. Algae is an endangered species. Yeah. Put the National Guard on regular patrols. They do now. They have National Guard. Same nut. Find the green hair funnies, not in a highway, but their lunacies, absurdities, show the world their TDS. If I were in control, I'd put their lazy commie asses in prison and use them as prison labor. Hey, man, I think I have a way to get them there. You know, I can take them there free of charge. Nano effing bubbler shit. Yeah, come on, man. I don't know. We need to hire Putin for a couple of weeks. Maybe next thing they'll protest is in favor of his toenail fungus. Yes. Are they receiving mental health disability government payments? Probably. This is what happens when you fire 1,000 government workers who live in D.C. Well, yeah, they're probably pissed and doing all the sabotage. I agree with that. Yeah. Someone's relative is going to get $5 million for our taxes to install a nano bubbler. No, they already installed the nano bubbler. It was part of it. The same media said we'd have a pandemic of the unvaxxed. Yeah. What a racket. Well, they should just use chlorine and stuff like that. You know, put some algicide in there to kill the algae, some chlorine, or there's fish. Put some fish in there and it'll eat the algae. You know, absolutely stupid boasting about it before the water completely filtered a cycle. No, that was dumb. Hey, Neat Scholar, what's up? Love that stray jab. Yeah. The National Guard are now stationed around the pool. It's beyond ridiculous. LGBTQ plus TDS. Oh, okay, I get it now. There's a camera at the top of the Washington Monument, but it's focused on the Lincoln Memorial reflection. Putin is not the bad guy in Ukraine, yes, either. Copper sulfate crystals. Sulfate, yeah. Toenail fungus is from the devil. It would turn the water a light blue. Yeah, do that. That works. See, we're solving things here. One man was arrested after jumping into water and grabbing hoses from a female Park Service worker. So that was the guy. Okay, that was the guy with the stuff. He jumped in the water and grabbed the hose. While normal Americans cheer the restoration of American icons and the draining of actual swamp, both figuratively and literally, these protesters treat algae removal like a civil rights crusade. The same crowd that sued to block the blue coating, vandalized the site with 8647 graffiti, now protests the basic maintenance. Park Service doing his job. Yes, it is. And then Trump comments on the vandalism of the reflecting pool, nukes lightweight journalists for trying to rip the rubber off the surface. Yeah, this guy. Arrest him. Arrest him. Arrest him. Arrest him. You gonna have the video? Where's Trump's comments though? Where's Trump's comments? Trump highlighted the vandalism. We've had some real problems with vandalism at the reflecting pool, which sits between the monument and the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, Lincoln Memorial. Just like 3 days ago, they destroyed the grass outside the pool. They've also done everything possible to hurt the inside services that was just installed. No difference than the chemicals that were used on the National Mall. They're using something similar in the reflecting pool to destroy and demean our beautiful work. Trump further slammed lightweight ABC reporter Jonathan Karl for sticking his hand into the pool and trying to rip the rubber off the surface. OxyClean works wonders. If there was only someone in a high position that could sign an executive order and get chlorine in the pool already. Yeah, right? Just do it and don't tell anybody. Just go do it, and then they'll say you can't do that and go, oh, I can't? Sorry. Jonathan Karl attempted to troll Trump, highlighting the astounding developments surrounding the project. You remember $14 million was spent to drain this whole thing at the bottom, and you can see it's all fucked up because the American flag blue, it's peeling away. It's peeling away because people poured shit in it. They probably poured acid or something in it. They poured shit in it that caused this to happen.
If you're over 60 with money in an IRA or 401k, a federal law that just completed its rollout.
I'm here at the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool, and some astounding developments regarding this project, which the president himself has taken such a great interest in. You remember $14 million was spent to drain this whole thing and to paint the bottom American flag blue was the color, he said, to make it reflect more magnificently. As you can see, it's all green now. They know that. They're trying to kill the algae. But as they're doing that, something else has happened. Check this out. That American flag blue paint, it's peeling away. The $14 million job to redo the bottom of this reflecting pool is falling apart before our eyes. The algae is still here, but the paint appears.
Okay. Now, I think it's quite possible that somebody sabotaged the installation, like somebody who knew, because you have to like acid before you can put this type of spray on top of that. It has to be completely acid washed and clean. It can't have anything in it. Yeah. Look, vandalism live on air. So I think before it was done, like somebody went in and dumped stuff, like any type of, after someone cut it, one coat. Yeah. But somebody did something because that stuff, it's supposed to bond with the concrete, basically. It's like, it's not just like paint. It's supposed to be like, it's supposed to bond. Algae can be made using fertilizer or fuel. Yeah. Somebody push them in. I hope so.
To be going away.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be going away. So Carl, of course, admitted that it was not just used to repaint the pool. The project was meant to fix and properly seal the pool crack and leaf-proof the expansion joints. He further cheered on the algae, he said, is winning the battle against the National Park Service. National Park employees and contractors are trying hard to clean the pool. Yeah. Trump responded, writing, algae is 75% gone. The condition will soon be completely remedied. We've cleaned, renovated, and beautified over 45 monuments and memorials and 28 statues and 22 fountains in Washington. Just 3 days ago, they destroyed the grass outside the pool. They've also done everything possible to hurt the inside surface. But where's him talking? I wanted to hear him. That's what it's supposed to look like. Vandals, video. Where's the video? Let's see. Did we watch this already? Yeah, we watched this already, I think. Yeah, here's the thing. What they did on the
here are the top 3 reasons to buy precious metals and become an Advantage Gold customer. When stocks go to
the vantage point, we can see down the National Mall. The number's 864.
If you look, you can see they did that using like a sprayer or something, spraying circles. That's why they're round. They did that. So the same people that are doing this, 8647, are the same people putting shit into the pool. You can fertilize your yard with diesel additive. It's unreal, but don't use much. You burn your grass. Yeah. It's like a rubberized elastomeric material properly applied. It can be incredibly tough. Yeah. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like the same thing they use on trucks, like the rhino liner on trucks or that, stuff like that. That's actually, it's super strong, but it's got to be completely clean and sealed. Urea. Yeah, it could be urea. It could be. Thought they'd show the environment. They love the environment. No, they don't love it if they can hurt Trump. That's the thing.
7 appeared in the green grass not far from the World War II memorial. We don't know how extensive this damage is and whether this is easily repairable, but it's not just the vandalism that's notable. It's the message. 8647 has become a mainstream way to show disgust with President Trump. 86 usually means to axe or kill something, usually used in the restaurant industry, and 47 traditionally references President Trump, as he's both the 45th and 47th president. We got a statement from the Department of Interior which says the deranged vandalism on our National Mall will not be tolerated. Any threat against the president is taken very seriously by the department, and our U.S. Park Police will investigate this incident and hold those responsible accountable. Now, the most notable incident of 8647 trend came after former FBI Director James Comey posted this on Instagram back in 2020.
And I hope he goes to prison. So Trump says Lincoln reflecting pool will be drained to make necessary repairs after vandals poured corrosive chemicals into the pool. President Trump said on Saturday that the reflecting pool will likely have to be drained. Former Olympian David Hearn was arrested and charged with misdemeanor for destruction of property. According to independent journalists, a man was arrested after jumping in a pool and cutting out a huge piece of sealant. He also filmed a man detained. He grabbed a hose. Hearn is a 3-time Olympic canoeist. President Trump said he met with contractors to determine the reflecting pool will likely need to be drained to make the necessary repairs. I would drain it. I would drain it, and then I would just use regular water. That's what I would do. I would get rid of the other thing. Joe should remember what makes green grass grow. Yeah. Well, yeah. Him and Obama all have dirt on everyone. That's why they will never be prosecuted. Comey, probably. It hasn't looked or worked. It hasn't looked or worked like this since 1922 when it was originally built. But even then, it leaked badly and didn't work. Ours worked perfectly, including the mirror-like finish. What these terrible vandals have done is a true affront to both presidents, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, and should be dealt with accordingly. We met with contractors today. We'll probably be forced to release and drain much of the water in order to do the necessary repairs. We'll have them done as quickly as possible. What they have damaged does not even include the earlier killing of the large amounts of grass, which was by far, at least, they took some form of knife or blade and put a 250-foot-long gash in the beautiful facade that took so much work. Oh, my God. So they've been destroying all types of monuments and stuff. It was in the 90s where the coatings were drying. It would have been good there. As it stops, like a hold of the edge, it should peel up. 8 miles out in the desert, 6 feet under. Mob talk. Hey, Colfie, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, unmask everyone. Yeah, I hope they have I saw that one. Someone said something about geolocating. I hope they are able to geolocate these asses via their cell phones. It would be nice. It'd be great. Hold on. It'd be great. Yeah, if they were able to geolocate them. It would be great. I hope they can. YouTube is not my neuters, man. Hey, what's up, Corn Pop? How you doing? Great to see you. Colfie, awesome to have you over on the kick. Many additional people have been arrested having to do with the disgraceful vandalism of our reflecting pool. It hasn't looked or worked like this. So, yeah, it's good. Arrest them all. Arrest them all. And this is about the Olympian. Former Olympian arrested for destruction of government property. Former Olympian David Hearn was arrested and charged with misdemeanor for destruction of government property and vandalizing the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. You just woke up. Well, that's awesome. You think they will continue to do this stuff? Yeah, they've been doing it. They're going to keep doing it. But then we got these fucking commie judges. Oh, they suck, the commie judges. Yeah, being president is a tough job, fighting wars and stopping algae. It shouldn't be Trump's problem to figure this out. It should be someone else that works for him figuring this out. So, a man being detained that grabbed the hose from the park workers was Olympian David Hearn. Oh, hey, Snow Baby 94. What's up? Good to see you too. Chief Wahoo, bring him back. Yeah. Park Service investigating vandalism in the sealant. It says Hearn competed for the United States in 3 Summer Olympics in the canoe slalom. Barcelona, Atlanta, and Sydney. 11th place, 9th place, and 12th place. So he wasn't even that good. According to Grok, the canoe slalom, known as the whitewater slalom canoeing, involves navigating a canoe through a series of gates, fast-moving river course. He was a dominant figure in the sport during the 80s and 90s, winning multiple world championships. Hearn denied he vandalized the pool. All right. He was just finishing a loop around Haynes Point, 52-mile bike ride, when he swung by the memorial. Noticing a piece of new flag blue liner was partially detached from the pool bottom, Hearn said he reached in the water to see what it felt like. Moments later, as he prepared to leave, a Park Service officer arrested him. Hearn said he denied damaging it and said he never touched the hose, though he acknowledged his bike tire may have. Somebody needs to someday we will bring Chief Wahoo back from his reservation. I hope so. Why did he hate Lincoln? I don't know. I should ask him what his problem was with Lincoln. The Film Actors Guild, yes. Too bad he didn't bring back the government from the 50s. Would be interesting to see what they did all this. Oh, they would have. Eisenhower wouldn't have tolerated any of this. Trump has spent most of his life overseeing construction. I think he enjoys being hand-on for this. I hope so. It would be martial law instantly. Oh, it would be. Eisenhower wouldn't tolerate it. Everybody, we're coming up on 3 hours. I know we have, I think on the goal, what does this say, like 15 minutes left on the goal, but that doesn't mean that's going to end in 15 minutes. But we are right now $95 away from another hour. So I don't know. Unless somebody wants to start to, let me look and see if anything. I haven't checked my phone to see if anything came in on PayPal or Cash App recently. Nothing on Cash App. Let's see, PayPal. Nothing on the PayPal. So looks like we might be ending soon here, unless the donations start coming in on, to keep us going. But we got about a half hour or so to go. Otherwise, time passes so quickly. It does. So we got about a half. It's 15 minutes on the go on YouTube. But we got about probably about a half hour. More boobs, Jim. I would try if I could do it. So Hearn said he denied damaging it, all that stuff. I didn't vandalize anything. I didn't destroy or break anything. By the time I realized what was going on, I was put in handcuffs. So he didn't know what was going on when he was doing it, you see. He had no idea. No idea what was going on. I reached in there. I was able to grab the end of the flapping piece. It was already a peeling piece. I was still attached to the bottom. I didn't remove anything. Well, that's his story. Likely story. Likely story. All right, we got this story. Oregon County prioritizing housing aid for non-white and LGBTQ plus homeless over struggling families. Wow. The DOJ vows a lawsuit if they don't stop. I grew up as an Army brat. My father was a World War II vet who put in 29 years. He would definitely be pissed as I am. Yes. Yes, definitely. I live in a van down by the river, and yes, I have a prospecting pan. Well, good for you. Good for you. Homeless and hungry. Yeah, tell it to the jury. That's what I would tell them. Yeah. Multnomah County, Oregon, which is the home to Portland, is using a points-based screening system that awards extra points for housing assistance based on race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, and gender identity. The policy part service screening tool, the MSST, rolled out in 2024. It's under fire for not using traditional measures of need to determine who gets the assistance, such as length of homelessness, domestic violence survival, having young children. Multnomah County uses the MSST through its coordinated access process to prioritize who gets access to the limited housing resources. The tool prioritizes groups seen as overrepresented in the local homelessness population, including non-white households and LGBTQ plus individuals.
Tackling its homelessness crisis in a pretty outrageous way by giving priority housing to certain homeless people and not others. So who gets a priority, who doesn't? Well, that's based on a scoring system that awards more points to homeless families that check certain DEI boxes, like if English is their second language, or if they're interested in obtaining LGBTQ or cultural services. You can't make this up. According to a frequently asked questions memo put out by the county, it is prioritizing, quote, households with the highest housing barriers, and who are overrepresented in our local homeless population, like BIPOC households, LGBTQIA2S+. Wow. So what happens if you don't fall into those categories? Do you deserve to live on the streets? Now, the county did attempt to downplay the significance of the scoring system, saying other factors such as housing availability and systems capacity are also at play. But their own fact sheet says that the score is important and plays a key role in who gets priority housing. So which is it? We reached out to the county for comment. We have not heard back. And the reporter from the Washington Free Beacon, Aaron Siberium, who originally broke this story, joins me now. Aaron, this story, I've been looking at it for about a week now, and I couldn't believe it. So tell our viewers, simply put, because it's a very complicated system, but basically it boils down to you get points for checking an LGBTQ box or other and are more likely to get homeless services in this county in Oregon.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you check that you're interested in culturally specific services or interested in LGBT specific services, which is a different category, or that you speak English as a second language, all of those things are worth a number of points. And the net result is that someone who was, say, transgender immigrant who spoke English as a second language would plausibly receive more points than a woman with a 6-year-old child who'd been homeless for over 12 months.
Wow. That's crazy. What demographic has the highest domestic violence rate? Multnomah County is Portland, by the way. I would say it's the lesbian. From what I understand, the highest rate is lesbians. I live under a bridge by the river, and they can't move the bridge. There you go. Just think, maybe a lot of us white folks have never really been racist or bigoted. We thought all this shit was good, civil rights and all, right? We did not know that we were being proclaimed as the racist people. I bet that's what he's going to say. What's it say? At 21:28, the best underwater view of the piece Carl touched after it was removed shows not straight cuts. Okay, I don't know. At that video. Yeah, well, no, they were carving stuff in it. They wrote 8647. They carved into it with something and did we are the enemy. Certainly we don't have racism going on, right? All the while, these commies were in control of the colleges. Yes, that's what they did. That's what they did. That's what they did. Well, according to a report from the Free Beacon obtained, additional points include one for interest in LGBTQ services. Attorney General Armie confirmed the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division is already investigating the policy. We will sue if they don't stop it. Americans are entitled to equal protection under the law. Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah. The housing section is already investigating this. We will sue if they don't stop. Race and identity-based scoring violates the Fair Housing Act and Equal Protection Clause by treating citizens differently based on immutable characteristics as opposed to uniform need. Multnomah County has described the approach as an effort to address systemic disparities and overrepresentation. They claim that all the programs remain open to everyone, regardless of race, and comply with all anti-discrimination laws. Yeah, they're open to everybody, but only some people get better choices. If someone came along and pulled up a piece after it was cut by a razor, it's going to be uneven, as if it's been ripped. However, awarding points based tied to race, ethnicity, and sexual preference combined with dedicated cultural specific housing projects reserved or prioritized for non-white applicants makes it pretty obvious there's a two-tiered system. So they have like housing projects that are reserved for non-white people. Wow. Multnomah faces one of the nation's worst homelessness crises with high per capita rates and rising death rates. Well, that's probably why there's so many trans homeless people in there, because they have to say they're trans or whatever to get, the free housing. There would be more housing if they limited free housing instead of making it a lifestyle. Yeah, definitely. A day after the video was recorded. Okay. Well. Legal alien with the long rap sheet arrested for fatally striking elderly pedestrian in Tennessee and fleeing the scene. If you can brainwash the kids, it's only a matter of time till you can take over the country. They play their time game. They've been using it as a weapon against us. Yeah, it wasn't a guy's named Yuri Bezimov who talked about it, that communism would win. I mean, look at what's happening all around the country. You got all these fucking communists. The Democratic Socialists of America, they're communists. They just say Democratic Socialists to confuse stupid people. But if you look at all their plans, what they want to do, it's all communist shit. Seize the means of production, get rid of the presidency and the Senate and replace it with a panel chosen by people. It's like, oh, okay. Honestly, though, I believe the reflecting pool was rushed. If it's made of concrete, which is quite porous, it's going to retain a lot of moisture. It had to be specially formulated stuff. Yeah, it's all a strategy. It is. It is. So did the Chinese leaders. They decided to allow the Xbox to act as a nanny. I don't get nervous when you appear, dude. You don't scare me. I don't scare. A commie by any other name is still a commie. Yes. And DSA are fucking commies. Legal alien living in Knoxville was arrested in March for a hit-and-run death of a pedestrian in Seaverville. ICE recently identified the man as a legal alien who had many driving violations, including DUI, driving without a license, lack of insurance, felony reckless endangerment, evading arrest. Well, then why is he still here? Enrique Estrada Martinez is accused of hit and run, which led to the death of Henry Smith. Estrada Martinez was driving a Ford van and fled the scene without contacting authorities. He also did not have a license, Lisa. I don't have no license, Lisa. The Sayreville Police Department said a Knoxville man's been charged with a deadly hit and run. I hope they make him serve some time before they deport him. This guy. Tennessee arrested Enrique Estrada Martinez. Pedestrian death. He's illegally in the country, not licensed to operate. ICE lodges detainer request for illegal alien arrested after raping a 16-year-old girl in New York. Immigration judge ordered aliens removal nearly 30 years ago. So 30 years ago, this guy was supposed to be out of the country, and he's still fucking here. Corn Pop is a bad dude, man. Oh, I know. I'm only allegedly a bad boy. But see, I think I'm on to you, Corn Pop. I know that Biden only thought you were a bad dude because you told him to stop telling those little black boys and girls to rub his legs because he's a creep like that. And he was messing around with the kids. We've heard the stories from his daughter about the showers and stuff. I'm just saying. Look at his face. This guy was supposed to be out of here 30 years ago. A Salvadoran illegal alien who was issued a final removal order in 1998 yet remained in the country was indicted Tuesday after raping a 16-year-old girl in Huntington, Long Island while she was walking home. Yeah. Antonio Mendez Reyes was indicted and charged with rape, sexual abuse, endangering the welfare of a child after he entered the country illegally on an unknown date. And on July 10th, 1998, immigration judge issued him a final order of removal. Reports indicate that he forced the teen into an alley after she refused to give him her number. She was able to escape and scale a fence and call 911 as Reyes continued to attack her.
Free speech meets financial freedom with Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial crypto wallet where you're in control.
Well, disturbing new details about the rape of a 16-year-old girl in Huntington. Antonio Melendez Reyes, who prosecutors say is in this country illegally, has just been indicted on criminal charges. Prosecutors say he forced a teen down an alley on New York Avenue and sexually assaulted her on June 6th. They say the victim was walking home at the time and had refused to give Reyes her number. She was able to escape by climbing a fence. She then called police. Prosecutors say ICE has contacted the county.
Wow. Rumble ad was adorable, Jim. Well, thank you.
I've been an autoimmune sufferer for most of my life.
Mm-hmm. I just want to see if there's more of the story. No, that's it. New York's failure to honor. There's some more here. Hold on. DHS is calling on sponsors charged with rape, sexual abuse, endangering welfare of a child after he raped a 16-year-old walking home. This sexual predator, should have never been in the country to prey on this innocent girl. DHS is calling on Governor Kathy Hochul. You know that guy can't climb a fence. You should try getting a wallet promo, man. I hear they're free on YouTube. Okay. Fargo Justice, that's right. El Salvador, his home country, has a great prison. They would be perfect for him. Yeah. CCOT. I have Rumble Wallet, actually. I do. I have the Rumble Wallet thingy. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, what it is, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want these people, the sanctuary politicians, to commit to not releasing this criminal illegal alien from jail and turn him over to ICE so we can get rid of him. Thanks for that. I didn't know. It's like all of us have been making a fucking reflecting pool as part of a life study. Why does he look like the Blob? It's weird, isn't it? Rumble wallets are going fast. This fiend was ordered deported in the 90s. Central American alien ordered removed in the 90s, has been arrested for brutally raping a teenage girl. Like, DHS lodged a detainer request asking the state of New York to turn him over. However, Sanctuary City has a history of non-compliance. As of December, New York's failure to honor ICE detainers has resulted in a release of 6,947 criminal illegal aliens. Just since December 1st, 2025. Wow. The crimes include 29 homicides, 2,509 assaults, 199 burglaries, 305 robberies, 392 dangerous drug offenses, and 300 weapons offenses, 207 predatory offenses. Wow. As of December, 713 aliens in custody of the judicial system have an active detainer. These include 148 homicides, assaults, sexual predatory. I mean, just think of that. So they've released 6,000. So just think, since December 1st, 2025, that's almost 15,000. So over 14,000 criminal illegal aliens. Serious crimes. But yeah, no, that they say no, the citizens do more crimes. It's not even a year. That's not even a year. That's a little over 6 months. It's a little over 6 months. 15,000. That's 30,000 a year. Wow. Wow. Watch this. Watch. A Democrat governor caught in stolen valor lie. Even CNN calls him out. And yet another bad look for Democrats. The Maryland governor, Westmore, got caught and pressed in lies about his military service by CNN anchor Kate Bouldin, who argued that he had misrepresented his service record. Background allegations that he lied about his military record, that he said his time in the military come from the Baltimore Sun. Those are what Bolden used to press him. Moore freaked out, declared the accusations he's faced, in particular the claim that he used his military service for personal gain, slanderous. Is there a video of this? What? You misrepresented your record. Is there a video? Where's the fucking video? Oh, here we go. All right, good. Oh, the storm is coming. There's one hope. His name is Jesus.
Sincere Christians around.
But broadly, Governor, have you misstated, mischaracterized, misrepresented in describing your military service career?
I have never mischaracterized my military career, and I'm very proud of the service that we all did in Afghanistan and my time throughout the Army. The reason that I wanted to sit down with the banner was because I've always been an open book, where I shared with them not just my publicly available records, but my privately available records, to show that not only do I have nothing to hide, I have nothing to be ashamed of. That, you know, when I was 17 years old, I joined the Army. That when I was working a career in finance, I left and I deployed with the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan. That every time we could have chosen safety or financial benefit or anything along those lines, I've raised my hand to serve, because this country asked. And I know for myself and the people who I serve with, we would do it again if asked.
Hey guys, here we go again. First it was Tim Walz with Stolen Valor. Now it's Wes Moore. You wonder why the Baltimore
what's going on?
Bridge isn't getting built. Well, that's because this dude is completely incompetent, has to lie about his military service. Honestly, you should be in prison for lying about your military service. Tim Walz should be in prison for a host of reasons. This clown right here, I mean, it goes to my point, as always here, black Democrat politician. I'm still waiting for a single example of a black Democrat politician that actually helps his black constituents. I mean, that's why they're there, of course, to represent the black community. A black Democrat is not there to represent everybody. They're simply there to represent blacks. But again, I will posit the question, has any black Democrat politician ever done a single good thing for the black community? The answer is no. I am still waiting for a rebuttal to that argument. I've never had it here. But this should be a prisonable offense. This is treason. Stolen valor is a serious thing, and it should be pretty easily to disprove. And CNN's got the receipts. Even CNN's asking him. He's like, you said this. Here's what the military record shows here. Oh, you're lying. You now go to prison. Military tribunal, off to go to Leavenworth, go to Supermax. I don't care. They just need to be disappeared. Enough of this already. And shame on Democrats.
I wanted to hear more of it. I don't know why this guy's just talking about it instead of letting us hear it. So, yeah, let's do this. I know I have some more stuff here. Let me find it. That one. This one. Okay. Yeah, he says, stolen land. Obama Presidential Center features permanent display condemning the settler colonialism. Can you believe this? Condemning the settler colonialism. Stolen valor. Yeah, he claimed he did stuff, that he had a Bronze Star or something that he didn't have. Yeah, it was terrible. Terrible. Privately available. Wish we had numbers of illegals from Cook County and Sheriff Tom Dart. They've been doing this since 2001. Yeah, you know, Sheriff Tom Dart was the guy who ran against Obama in 2000 and 2000 and when he ran for, it was like 2002, 2003 when Obama ran for Senate. And Tom Dart had all the support and, from all the unions and everybody. And Obama basically somehow was able to pull some shenanigans. There were some serious questions about the votes that came in from certain areas of the city to push him over the top. There were some serious questions about it. Very serious questions about how he was able to do that. Very serious questions about how he was able to do that. Very, very serious questions. Yeah. Illinois Chair Bob Grogan says the real theft for us from Chicago taxpayers, not the indigenous. Obama's embeds indigenous land message, acknowledging indigenous people, lands, and territories. Yes, we hate these people. Yeah, we hate these people, but we're not going to give the land back. Look at this. This guy's like, look, it's a trade-off living in California in exchange for getting great weather and great schools. The schools suck. This is good. Bill Maher has been like on a tear lately with his stuff.
Look, it's a trade-off, I think, in exchange for getting great weather, great schools, opportunities.
Great schools.
What's that?
The schools suck.
The schools suck. They suck. They're terrible. This guy's nuts.
Higher ed.
How
right?
do we know they're so great?
Well, the UC system is,
I don't know who's coming out of it and what they're learning. I mean, from what I see from.
Yeah, the people coming out, the Antifa people with their blue hair and all this stuff. The wall has spillover drainage the entire length of when it retains to maintain a pool level. Bill Maher smokes crack, bro. Okay.
The elite schools on the East Coast, they're shit.
Right.
Well, the UC has produced a lot of Nobel laureates just this past year. They take a lot of kids who don't are first in their family.
They take a lot of kids who are first in their family, so they take kids that they care about identity more than actually intelligence. In California, yeah, I saw that stuff. It's crazy that they can't get that stuff taken care of. They can't fix it.
Families to go to college. I mean, the UC system genuinely is working. Cal State is working. K through 12, there are issues. I mean, honestly, there are issues.
I see kids demonstrating for Hamas, but I'm
And
sure
there's
this is other
structural
stuff is going on too.
Yeah.
Look, it's a trade.
Yeah, I'd say I'm demonstrating for Hamas, but I'm sure they're great. Bill Maher now on America's 250th birthday. I'm not down with this attitude of, well, we'll just have a party. But if Trump's going, I'm not. That's so high school. It shouldn't be in the Epstein files. Yeah. Go to the party, do whatever. So Bill Maher, every once in a while, he says something right. And when he does, I'll compliment him.
So I'm not down with this attitude of, well, we're having a party, but if Trump's going, I'm not. That's so high school it should be in the Epstein file.
No, we did not get the extra hour. We are still 95 away from a second hour. So in around 8 minutes or so, it seems like we're going to be ending unless money starts coming in. As more money comes in, I would extend it a little longer to see if we hit it. But turning out brainwash retires is their goal. No amount of money will fix it. Or is time up? Well, time's not up. Time on the goal is up on YouTube, but we still got time. I'm going a little bit longer. Like I said, if some money comes in, I'll extend it a little longer. We'll do like a thing. I won't end as money's coming in, but it doesn't look like no one wants to donate any money. So it is what it is. No big deal.
Go to the party. It's a big celebration. You probably won't run into him. This country's 3.8 million square miles, and that's without Greenland.
Yeah, there you go. Without Greenland, but we're going to get Greenland soon. It's been stunningly revealed that the DACA loophole allowed a would-be terrorist to gain legal status in America, then plot to kill President Trump and countless White House attendees. Nebraska sheriff is furious, saying he should have never been allowed here.
UFC 250 offering new details on the case of the alleged ringleader.
That suspect, who was also an illegal immigrant,
Look how happy he is. Look at the smile on his face. He's so happy. He's a hero. He knows he's a hero. He knows that he knows that the whatchamacallits, the NGOs and them, they're going to fight for him. They're going to try to keep him here. They'll do everything they can to make sure he stays here in this country. Yeah, they'll do it all, man. They'll do it all. They'll do it all. They'll do it all for him. They'll do it all for the nookie. And that's without a cookie. A cookie. Wow.
Bill Melugin is live at the White House with more details. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Charlie, good morning to you. After the feds busted this terror plot to attack the UFC fight here at the White House last Sunday, DHS then revealed that one of the alleged ringleaders of this plot is a Mexican illegal alien who was granted DACA by the Biden administration. So take a look at him. His name is Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez. He's from Omaha, Nebraska. He first came to the U.S. as a little boy in 2001, but he overstayed his visa, lost his legal status, and was then protected with DACA by the Obama administration in 2014. Now, the sheriff of Douglas County in Nebraska says they began immediate surveillance on Alvarez as soon as they learned of the plot. And he says the Democrats' immigration policies put the nation in danger.
This terrorist plot could have endangered the lives of multiple people at the UFC 250 event at the White House that day, and it could have even endangered the life of the president. Alvarez never should have been here to begin with. He was an illegal immigrant who overstayed a visa in 2001. Unfortunately, he was granted DACA status by the Obama administration in 2014, and I think we're seeing now how that policy ultimately placed our nation and my community at risk.
Now, 4 other suspects have also been arrested in this scheme, including...
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? It's not just nuts. Jonathan says, I will say the grounds and outbuildings around Obama's obelisk of brutalism rival the gardens of Versailles. Well, I just hope that they have the money to keep it up, because they said $41 million a year and they only have $1 million in the bank. So Trump tried to end DACA and SCOTUS said no. I think they were allowed to not allow any new people, but they can't kick anybody off that already got it or some shit like that. Like it's fucked up, man. I don't understand it. Did you see the FAA report was filed about the White House UFC fight? No, I know they're trying, like the Democrat demon rat senators are trying to get the FAA to say that they can't build the arch. We'll keep them here in jail. Yeah, that's what I would do. Abraham Amos Herman. Okay. The reflecting pool, which was open, always planned started work, was completed. No DEI engineer, certainly has always been a problem there. Yeah. Happy Father's Day, Jim, and the fathers watching. Is it? Oh, it's Father's Day. Oh, thank you. Oh. Careful, we're doomed. Yes, we're doomed. We're doomed. This is the algae thing, so we saw that one already. This is a CNN thing. Oh, yeah. CNN Miller just mic dropped. Every traitorous Democrat. Here we go.
Democratic Party has 2 groups now: radical extremists and cowards. The cowards who've allowed the radical extremists to eat the party alive. Maybe they know at some level that it's wrong, that it's evil, that is dangerous, that is leading to all this incredible violence against conservatives that we've seen. Maybe they're just too stupid. They don't know that. But you have cowards and you have extremists. When you talk about abolishing ICE, what you are talking about is allowing every drug cartel, every Mexican criminal organization like the Sinaloa cartel. You're talking about letting every terrorist organization on planet Earth prey freely upon American men, women, and children. Worst of all, the children. You remember names like Jocelyn Nungary, where 2 illegal alien gang members from Trinidad were released on purpose, deliberately, by the Biden administration, and sexually assaulted and killed this precious little angel. Thousands of examples just like that. They know what happens. They know they're causing it. They don't care because they've become that extreme and that dangerous. And thank God we have President Trump in the White House, in the Oval Office, defending and protecting this nation every day. He has to fight 2 battles every day. He has to fight a battle against the criminals and the terrorists and the foreign enemies of this country. He has to fight a battle against the Democrats who are providing aid, shelter, and comfort to those same enemies.
Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Wow. Wow. Massive manhunt in Kansas City for Oscar Sanchez Munoz. The guy's accused of shooting up multiple cars on the highway. 1 dead, 4 injured. He's also wanted for firing at cars day earlier. FBI dropping a $25,000 reward. He's armed and dangerous. If you see the suspect, call 911 immediately.
Highway in Kansas City. 1 person was killed and 4 others were hurt. Suspect is also accused of firing at a car days earlier elsewhere in Kansas.
I understood what you were saying. I got it completely. I'm sorry if I didn't make that clear. But I understood what you're saying. No DI fucks who couldn't design a kiddie pool. Yeah, no, I know. Got you. We got you. Yeah, demented environmental idiots. Yeah.
Kansas, FBI is now offering a $25,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of Oscar Sanchez Munoz. The Kansas City police are asking for the public's help.
If anyone sees this subject, call 911 immediately. If anyone has any information about his whereabouts, they're asked to call 911 or the TIPS hotline. Sanchez Munoz should be considered armed and dangerous. Right now, we are asking for the public's assistance to make sure that we have all eyes on trying to locate and get him into custody as soon as possible.
Police are also still searching for a motive as the manhunt enters its 4th day. One Italian tourist dead and at least 9 others.
Wow. Resort fire. 2 men charged with flooding New York City with 1 million doses of date rape drug. Wow. That's a lot of date rape drug right there. You see that? That's a lot of date rape drug. That's a lot of date rape drug. Flooding New York City with 1 million of date. I want to know what it was. What kind of drug is it? What is it? GHB? GHB. A pair of Manhattan men were arrested this week after they allegedly imported 1 million individual doses of the lethal date rape drug GBL. GBL or GHB? Conspiring to 5 bureaus. Blue nitro. Well, leaves your users with euphoric sedative effects. I thought GHB, but they're saying this is something else called GLB. Something called blue nitro or Revivarant. They were accused of bringing the drug in between August 2023 and June, and were charged June 17th. Wow. We may have to commandeer Canada and then declare war on Mexico. Something. 20 years in prison if convicted. 1 dose of GBL could be deadly, says Jay Clayton. It's liquid poison. Castro pled not guilty. His Daniel McGinnis told him to post it's very early in the process, but he's very eager to clear his name. The government said business records, information, and sources that prove Castro's guilt. We'll look at the information, see where everything went wrong, and believing that my client is involved in this activity. A lawyer for Daigen also pled not guilty, could not immediately be reached for comment. Wow. Well, everybody, we went 3.5 hours. So I went a little bit longer than I was planning on it, but no money came in at all. I was going to go a little bit longer if something came in, but nothing came in. So I think I'm going to send everybody over to see Camelot. Camelot's still going, covering some good stuff. Never heard of GBL. I guess I'm out of the loop. Yeah, me neither. Damn, I feel I need some. I can take myself out for a date or something. Yeah. GBH. I heard of GHB, Liquid G, they used to call it. That was years ago. But yeah, so, and then on I don't know who's live still on. I don't know if anybody's live still on that. I guess we'll see. All right, everybody. So thank you all for being here. Please, tomorrow I think there's going to be a show. We'll see. We'll see what happens if there's going to be a show tomorrow. And if not, everybody come on back, and I'll see you for Jim to tell you the news.